period, consecration, kings and priests, shining brighter than the constellation. Nukes to the north, yeah, that's abomination. For all the lies and the blasphemy, slay the dragon, hunt down the demons. Vagabond getting judgment, and you looking at the judges.
Yo, Israel the prince of the power. I came with an army, 144,000. We move like a unit, like Nike just do it in here. Them lions come to devour, and no weapon form gon' prosper. And we in the building like lava. Shout out to Deacon, can't tolerate treason. No me, casa su casa. Come to my city, better check in. Picked up my weight, get my sets in. We do not tolerate threats, man. Our angels activate, less than 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're done. How you gonna see when he block out the sun? Where you gonna hide? How you gonna run? Come with a cavalry, striving for mastery, praying for vengeance. A holy catastrophe, build up the kingdom. Yeah, that is the strategy. Get it in blood. America gone in 60 minutes. Yeah, it is finished. No necromancy. Build up my walls. That's expansion. Roll with the sun. Many matches.
I pull up, we rollin', we deeper than deep. Them angels invisible. Watch how they creep. I know I'm elite. I know I'm the seed. I'm bought with a price. They want the receipts. I tell them the Bible is all that I need. I pull it, they leave. They make like a tree. No chosen. I know that you more like a beast. You rollin' with pride, but I roll with the meat. I don't need no naps. I don't need no sleep. Ain't selling no dope, but get change on them streets. They conquer the west. I press to the east. Go pop with the Bible, extending my reach. Ain't toting no guns, but we got some range. Don't do it for dollars, we do it for change. Cut left from bleeding, the Bible to aid. They called it a murder, cause doctrine was slain.
Unprecedented events.
You are now flying.
SOT. Dream team.
Let's go.
Fervent heat. Let's go. Ay, ay, ay. Repeat after me. My G-O-D. He up top G. My presets be on repeat. Your past ain't messing with me. I'm a SOG. 12 up boy, we the elites. We gon' turn this shit upside down, make it hot. 144,000 degrees. I've been a prophet since birth. Angels sent back to the earth. My nation was sold, I know we the gold. Don't try me, boy, I know my worth. Like Adam came out of the dirt. Image of God, boy, I know that shit hurt. It's brick in the city, we still on the block and we putting in work. Purple and gold on my shirt. We never rest, we alert. Saturday, pull up to campus, don't ask boy on Sunday, we blessing the church. I'm about to murk all these scoffers. Nigga, shut up, you getting this verse. He play with the fire, it's ashes to ashes, he don't need a hearse.
This is what the saints have been waiting for. The soundtrack to the end of the world. The symphony of destruction. If you're not ready, you better get ready. Let's go.
Took a minute. About time I committed. Hard times felt like giving up, but your love kept me winning. Don't hesitate, got to make haste. Oh yeah, just set your pace into the race. Oh yeah, you were always my day one. You have shown me where I'm from. This is why I need your love.
Stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. Guys on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long?
the beginning of time. Heavenly, divine. This was the image of mine. God body in design. Poetry in the motion. Now it's starting to align. Every detail defined. I like a line upon line. Whoa. This is the way. This is the truth. This is the light. Talking about Christ. Wisdom in the beginning of life. Winning the fight. And that's thus say the Lord moving forward. Look at how it glitter on his sword. 144K points on the board. Only thing we're looking for is forever.
God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever.
I want the glory, I want the grace. I need that wisdom to shine, illumination of the face. I need that forever love, the kind that never fade away. Cause I'm here to stay, reach them go to gates. Now it's time, open up, let righteousness shine, fill up the cup. Cause I can't imagine a place that I'd rather be than to sit with the anointed king. Throne of wisdom, throne of power. No more rain, no more showers. Awaiting glory, more than flowers. Live forever, say it loud. Let's go. We're now flying. Hold on, T-Side. I know you want a piece of this. Let me talk to him real quick. You better wake your ass up. We been down too long. We about to take our kingdom back. Time to reclaim the throne. I need a brother that's down to ride, cause we about to go at they dome. Don't be scared. Put that fear in check. We got to right these wrongs. Reconciliation. Put on for my nation. Two sticks back together. Got these heathen hating. I see fear in all they faces. Look like y'all deflated. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. I say reconciliation. Put on for my nation. Two sticks back together. Got these heathen hating. I see fear in all they faces. Look like y'all deflated. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Vindicated, big facts not insinuated. God's law, yeah, we demonstrated till Babylon get incinerated. Oh damn, 144 000, better know we ain't playing, but we the controller. Slaying the legion of demons, believe it, you see in the army of God and the soldiers. Steamroll over doctrines, John 3:6, stop it. You know the world is us. Two sticks, that's us. Grafted in, that's us. No more room for a plus one touch us all. No walking the park till I'm walking dogs, till it's raining bombs like it's raining frogs. When it pour out rags to top it off. Yeah, flipping the scriptures, the wisdom of God. Riches I added up, pure and no additives. Hate the oppression, my people ain't mad enough. Man, I done had enough. Look how they channel us. I wanna channel the spirit of Christ. I see the vision, the kingdom in sight. Bright, the son of the father of lights. We the princes of the power. Come take a new shower. Daughter of Babylon dirty. Clearly they need some detergent. This ain't a 30 for 30. This is emergent. We gotta purge it. Factory be the reset. Only come for be the precept. Water rise and get your feet wet.
Them angels watch.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
I feel like some watching me. I look to the heavens, my heavenly brethren, and it's not an eye to see. It's the angels of God, and they always lurking, and they got a lot to see. So watch what you're doing, cause they gon' tell, and yet it's his prophecy. Beholding the face of the Father, covered with glory and honor. They document all of your drama, they document all of your trauma, and they gon' do what he promised. Bringing vengeance on the adversary. Repent now, cause it's very scary. Lake of fire is your mortuary, we ain't ordinary light. Land inhabited, the heavenly host immaculate. I couldn't fathom it, but I know my God gon' handle it. Eyes in every place, invisible spirits without a trace. They all got tribes, fix your face. Access denied if you're not our race, and I'm.
Them angels ain't gon' spare nobody. And yes, they know your name. Them angels ain't gon' spare nobody. And yes, they know
Them
your
angels watch.
name.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
Angel in the corner, one across the room. Eyes of the Lord, spirit built for vengeance. Contemplating doom. Send up prayers, gotta get them to the Father. Hope you hear me, Abba. Yours truly got a sharp sword for the unruly, so to keep the laws. It's my whole duty. It's a whole movie when they on the scene. Armor glisten and the garment gleam. Play no games, it's the winning team. Thought they wanted smoke, but they blowing steam. Get the most esteem to the highest. Pray for open eyes like Elisha. Make you shut up like Zechariah. And break you down like a scripture. Ain't no hide and seek. Here's what a bride to be. That mean we gotta be proven. That mean it can't be no confusion. Cause nobody else for the choosing. What you just saw, no illusion, interdimensional. You fit in your lust's provisional, but that lake of fire ain't in it, no. Gotta know.
Them angels ain't gon' spare nobody. And yes, they know your name. Them angels ain't gon' spare nobody. Nobody.
Watch.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
Watching, watching, watching.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
10 times.
10 times, right in the sun.
Them angels watch.
10 times, right in the sun.
I'm feeling like Moses. Finally made it to the mountaintop. Met God at the pinnacle. Fire raining, bombs drop. Nagasaki ain't got nothing on me. Flaming breath that'll leave you holy. 4 gates we can see his glory. To the mount shook, it was in the story. Like, that what you get. Yeah, that what you get. My God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe. You think that he playing. You go for the flame. And it's a shame, but who could you blame? That what you get. Yeah, that what you get. My God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe. You think that he playing. You go for the flame. And it's a shame, but who could you blame? Go.
Amen. Say love. They say grace. I say nah. They say yeah. I say love. Serve my king. Based off faith and commandments, both in tandem. Pieces to the puzzle, never random. Line upon line like a blueprint. Put them all together like he planned them. Show the vision. Think he bringing peace. Nice for the vision. Give me Bible on what religion. Luke 18, so you know his visions. Lord, most high in Christ, bless the nation. Restoration is the destination. Heaven's gate. your hour. Time ticking, got an hour. Ain't no vibranium, but this word vibrating craniums. Rock a dome, call his head stadium. Laws of God ain't no outdating them. Invade, now they ain't aliens. Past the future. Prophecies turning history. Wanna see what we meant to be. Get the crown that was meant for me. Thus saith the Lord.
That what you get. Yeah, what you get. Yeah, that what you get. Yeah. My God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe. You think that he playing. You go for the flame. And it's a shame, but who could you blame? That what you get. Yeah, that what you get. My God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe, you think that he playing. You go for the flame, y'all got him, and it's a shame, but who could you blame? Go, Top G, I know what they saying about me. I know how they plan to stop me, but I'm bought with a price, no swap me. No weapon form, yeah, he got me. So a hater can never top me. I got a cavalry beside me, so a demon can never try me. Hey, yeah, we in the building and we not the norm. We here to weather the storm. Shine like a diamond at torn. So do his prophets no harm, and I need an angel to sound the alarm. And watch as the chariots swarm, and I take on celestial form. Prepare your hearts for the last trump. In the sixth seal, you hear a loud thump. Perplexities and the waves roar. Earthquake with a bloody moon and a fire scroll to make your heart jump. 2/3 get sacrificed for the pride of life and some breadcrumbs. Don't be scared when the judge comes with a flaming sword, cause he a man of war and it's lit. Fire that can't be quenched. We tried to tell you repent, but you didn't listen. Now you gon' feel that heat. This all a part of his mission, and I got a message for all that claim to be Christian. You about to get your issue. This our redemption. You could have had this wisdom, but you couldn't stop sinning. That what you get. Yeah, what you get. Yeah, that what you get. Yeah, my God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe. You think that he playing. You go for the flame. And it's a shame, but who could you blame? That what you get. Yeah, that what you get. My God is lit. Yeah, my God is lit. You think it's a game. You think that you safe. You think that he playing. You go for the flame. And it's a shame, but who could you blame? Go.
It's that time again. Yeah. Ya es la hora. You know, power hour. Ponle atención, classes in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Flee from religion, cause them churches never teaching shit. Everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit, yeah. That mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it's say what it say. Ya viene el tiempo, entra para el templo. Aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida. Nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah. Tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. The 11th hour. Tune in to your history. You know it in history. Power hour. The 11th hour. You gonna get your history. 11th hour. Power hour.
Yeah, now you rockin' with the deacon while you waiting on the weekend. From the tribe of Ephraim, but don't call him Puerto Rican. That's a byword, those ain't names, it's God-given. Fighting from oppression and saving all guys, chillin', giving light to the people. Don't let the devil beat you when you have at your disposal all these leaders that can teach you how to fight fornication, eat in moderation, correcting all these marriages and self-examination. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. You probably sleeping if you thinking this is not war. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. Just tune in and we gon' tell you what to watch for. Yeah, the power hour. You know, it's the power hour. Yeah, the power hour. Yeah.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Power Hour Plus.
Yeah.
That was very energetic, enthusiastic.
All praises. I got the right shirt on today.
You out of order last week?
I was
That's
out.
right.
Oh
You
my
was
God.
out of order. You out of order ass Negro.
But that was last week though.
That was last
this
week.
week
That was last
we
week.
in
It's
the
a new
game.
week. It's a new week.
That's
See,
it.
for the deacon, you wear the right shirt.
Uh-oh.
But I'm just a nigga.
I'm Deacon Yash. I don't know what's going on here between you two. You're not even sitting together today.
Oh yeah.
And now you're bickering from across the way. I don't know what's happening here.
No, this wasn't planned.
Look, I'm Deacon Joshua.
I'm Officer Asher.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Officer Ruvain.
Officer Tobias. If you can hear me.
You good?
I don't know.
No, I can hardly hear myself. I feel like there's something going on in the mics, but I guess they could hear us. Nobody said anything. It's just us.
I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know why. Maybe raise my volume. Maybe the music volume was.
You actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was
test.
Test.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Now I can hear. Are we in there?
It's weird because the music levels were extremely high.
Yeah, but that always
Right.
happens though. I think the decibels on there is too high for the music video.
I think my ears are old. You know, I'm more than halfway done.
Thank
I
you.
know.
I mean,
Say-
and that's
you
what
say
the
a
Lord
lot.
gives me by reason of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm more than halfway through.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, you're not.
I am.
Well, how old are you? 42?
44.
Okay, yeah, you're about halfway done. No, you halfway. I said I'm more than halfway.
What this is true.
I'm more.
Oh man.
I'm beyond. Unless I live to my 90s. I don't know.
Right.
You might, man.
It's
you know?
possible.
Well, that's if life lasts. Who knows with everything that's going on, what's going to happen.
Right. You might be
I know.
one of the ones.
You know, I got my memento mori and stuff like that. So, you know, I'll be sitting there and be like, damn, I'm more than halfway.
Damn.
It's like you see the sand going through the hourglass. This is dropping.
When you're young, you don't think about it at all.
Right.
You don't think about it at
To
all.
them
Yeah,
knees.
that's true,
Not,
man.
not that I'm like pondering on dying. I mean, it's not a sin. It's good to be mindful of your days and stuff
Right.
like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I just be like, damn. I think maybe because I probably wouldn't look at it that way if I wasn't rooted in the scriptures. I think because understanding and the Bible teaches you to number your days and all of that, right? Like,
right.
and just thinking about everything that's going on, and then just how much time we have to put into the mission, and do we have enough time? Are we making our mark? I mean,
That's the thing. That's the thing is just having more time to do the Lord's work.
yeah, yep. I know that.
That's all it is.
Yeah, man. But we here today.
Yeah.
We here. Well, I heard you did. I heard you did your thing last week.
Oh, praises, man. Yeah, you know, I was on my Deacon Joshua tip.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, just going over the nuances of toxic traits of lies and pride and
Oh, okay, all right.
all these different.
I was like, cause that could mean a number of things.
He
Like, what does
said
that
the
even
word
mean?
nuances, and that's what he.
Well, you know how D
That's just
goes.
elevated.
Yo, give me, you Deacon pulls out like an article and it's going psychological, and I've been trying to get on my game, man. You
The
know?
psychological article is diabolical.
He does the videos. He brings it out. I think when you really brought it out, what I really liked was when you brought out that book with the like those demons. It was like drawings of those demons. That was fire. That was some good stuff. I'm
Right.
like, dang, I need to start diving deeper into books to get
You be getting it
more
in, though.
understanding.
I can't even front.
I know
You
I
be
was
getting
supposed
it
to do my research book project that you guys were supposed to take some books from my house and read them.
I've been asking.
You haven't asked in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I can ask again.
Cause I don't have the time. I got stacks of books and I just don't have the time.
Are these like history books or this is
Different
just a plethora?
stuff. No, histories. Or what do you mean? What else would they be? Look, what I'm
Well,
gonna,
that's what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
give you like my science fiction or whatever else I got.
No,
like
I'm just
my
saying. I don't
finance,
know. You might have
self-help
like
books.
you might have like a psychological book like the one that you showed us in the depression class.
I don't even know where I put that book. I got it for that class and
It's
It was
going down.
dope.
I don't know, man. Just time. Time is so fleeting.
Time.
Time is so fleeting. I'm just gonna say that. I just feel like the days just fly, and I'm just like, damn, where the hell did the day go? Like even when I'm productive, I just feel like, damn, where'd the day go?
Yep.
You know, I was reading something interesting today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna talk about it or not, but it popped back into my head just now. You know, people talk about prioritizing and stuff. I thought it was a pretty cool concept, right? So this kind of can go under the 4 burners, right? So we spoke about the 4 burners. This go under the 4 burners. It's called the glass ball and the rubber ball.
Oh Lord. Dang.
The glass ball and the rubber ball.
The glass ball and the rubber
Yeah.
ball.
So I'm gonna give you some nuance.
Got him.
I'm gonna give
Elaborate.
I'm gonna give you some nuance. I'm gonna give you some nuance.
Expound.
It says whenever you have all this stuff like in front of you and you're not sure kind of how to move, what to focus on, or even in a passive sense, like where you focus your time and your energies.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I say it falls under the 4 burners, because you got those 4 areas that you got to kind of never really turn off, but kind of lower down or raise up, right? Can't burn them all at full blast. But within those, whichever one you're working in, you got to decide, right? So what's the characteristics of a rubber ball?
It bounces back.
It bounces back, right?
Yeah.
So those are the tasks that that if they don't necessarily get done or something that you put off, it's not like, life or death. It's not going to have a real negative impact, right? Because it bounces back. Like you can get to it later, right? Mm-hmm. And then the glass ball, what happens if you drop a glass ball?
It's done.
Depends on the surface.
Oh, God.
You broke the egg.
See, you was trying to get nuanced. You're not there yet, bro. You're not there yet. He was trying to be deep.
Put him in the bathroom.
Damn. It depends on the surface. I was thinking about that
I was
too.
right for moving him over there.
It depends on the surface with a rubber ball too. Then can a rubber ball bounce off a bed?
No.
Moron.
Got it.
So what surface would a glass ball not being dropped not be all right? Other than like a bed, mattress, cushion, pillow, something like that.
Yeah, if it's a hard surface, it's something.
Okay, so then what the hell? And it's a ball. Do you bounce the ball on soft surfaces? What sport bounces the ball on a soft surface?
This is great. This is great. This is like Master just showing the freaking grasshopper.
Lord have mercy.
It's the nuances.
He thought he had something. He said.
I was sitting over here thinking like, dang it,
you know what it was, bro? He was like, oh snap. He being nuanced like Deacon Yasha. Let me be nuanced.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yo, wow, bro.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
crazy, man.
But you didn't finish, Deke.
Yeah.
Before he interrupted.
So the glass ball is gonna be those things that that if they don't get addressed, like things can fall apart on them, right?
Right.
And it sounds like pretty basic, but like the thing is, sometimes you don't put certain things in there, right? So like, I'm very big on making sure that you're present for like your children, for example, right, and your family. Depending on what that is, sometimes that might be a rubber ball moment, sometimes it might be a glass ball moment, right? It's a nuance, right? Like, like if you spend your life just physically there and you've not been an example or provide any type of guidance, right?
Right.
Then you kind of broke the glass ball. That was glass ball stuff, right? Versus rubber ball. But I think it's pretty interesting because, the burners talks about kind of like your intensity and focus. And then within that, you're still going to have things that you got to kind of prioritize and classify. So I think I'm going to try to, I think it really like oversimplifies it to the point where it makes it a little easier where you don't have to run to rationale certain things. Oh, like, because people talk about prioritize, but a lot of people don't know how to prioritize. Just like people talk about budgeting, and most of you do not budget.
Facts.
What you have is your list of bills and how much you make, and you make sure those get paid, and then whatever you have left, you do whatever the hell you want with.
That was the way.
That's not a budget. A budget's more nuanced than that, right?
Right.
You have fixed expenses, variable expenses, right? You might have like, needs and wants. I mean, I've spoken about this stuff before. You got to kind of deal with that. And I know it's not, you're not always going to be on and so particular about things like that. I mean, some people are. They're very kind of
analytical.
Yeah, and maniacal about like kind of their processes and routines, but others not so much, so. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, the glass ball and whatever. I've just been feeling like very just time and be mindful of the time. Be mindful of the time. That's how I'm looking at things.
Look how quiet Ruben got, bro.
Look, he's not even responding to what you said right now. He just so
pointed out. He's like, I was trying to
find a preset for that exact moment, but I couldn't find one. So it is what it is.
All praises. Someone said they've been using the 4-burner method. It's helping them out. That's what's up. Good way to put that in there. Okay. Hey, so you can talk. I'm gonna pass it to you for the housekeeping stuff.
All praise.
Because I'm not trying to stay here real late. It's later on the East Coast now.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying, depending on how the spirit flows, but we'll see how it goes tonight. see how it goes tonight.
All praise. Well, Deke, what's the sin of the night?
What did I put on today? Oh, I think I did cherry tobacco.
Okay.
I'm rocking cherry tobacco. Let's see. Had to run it back. Been a little while for the cherry tobacco. So.
All right.
Tobacco vanilla.
That's you? Tobacco vanilla?
Yeah,
Okay.
man, that's tobacco. The tobacco
in the
it-
house tonight.
Where it's at.
Where you at?
I'm on my rose sandalwood.
Rose sandalwood.
Yeah, I was using that a bunch.
Amber sandalwood.
Oh, we got the tobacco going. You guys got the sandalwood going.
Right. That's
Come on.
it.
In the
We
spur.
cooking.
Hey, if you don't know, you need to find out. Go to getbeardgains.com. Get that manly badge of dignity. Get them beard gains up. Deke, you know, I've been it's been about 2 years now I've been using MBD, and my sides here, they just keep rising. Like
Does
it's
that beard
crazy.
balm help your beard grow?
I remember when Zakar reached out to me with that. He was like, "That thing is." His cheap ass ain't buying no more though.
Dang it!
I know he has instead of a whoop, he has a whop. It's WHOP. He got the bootleg whoop.
The hell is this?
He tried to persuade us at my house. He was like, "Look, do everything that the whoop do." And I looked at it. I said, "Don't do everything that the whoop do." I said, "Get the hell out of here, bro."
Officer Joe came with the same thing.
He did too.
Does he still wear it?
Yeah.
It's
He
like
said they keep on ticking.
It's like the boot. It's like the bootleg. They don't get it. They don't get the value of the data and stuff like that. They don't get it. He
Crazy
got that.
work.
Once you get into it, you can't get away from it.
Yeah, it's missing a O. His whoop. It's missing. It's WHOP. That's his whoop. That's
Hey,
his whoop.
can we pull up that website? Let me see. All praises. So check this out. So if you're new to this, you got to get true to this, right? You start off with the 10 milliliter testers, right? Get you like a little 5-pack.
Okay.
Figure out which ones that you like the most. Then you upgrade to the 30.
Okay.
Once you get that 30, that premium beard oil or that growth oil, you in there.
In there.
Right? That's for when like you get out the shower, you want to feel fresh and clean. But throughout the day, you got to get you a balm.
Right.
If you like Officer Asher or Deacon over here. But if you got this kind of texture, you know what you need?
What you need?
That butter.
That butter.
That's what you need. So look. Make your way over there right now, getbeardgains.com.
Let's go.
For your manly badge of dignity. All right, what else we got? Where them pics at?
Yeah, bro. What's wrong with you? Don't show me. They don't gotta see me.
But you know they
pull that up. Wait a minute.
That's a nice picture right there.
Nah, it is.
You know what? I have to tell you that I am taller than Asher, but if you notice, he stood behind me. So that the angle of the shot makes him look like he's as tall as me.
That's him getting his Deacon Yasha on.
Dang it.
That's a nice. That's a nice cardigan.
That's me getting my Deacon.
That's a nice cardigan.
That is a nice
yeah, that's probably been our top seller from the from the drop,
from the collection.
Yeah, that color too.
Yeah,
people are afraid of the gray. You can do a lot with the gray, bro.
Yeah,
nah, straight up.
Let's go with the
blues, browns.
Yeah, we got gray. Can we show the gray? Back there.
If we got a picture of it.
I know that's the one Asher didn't like that
there
first.
It is.
That's the one Asher didn't like at first.
That's the one Captain
now he
Kemuel
loves
be
it.
rocking.
Now he loves it.
Yeah.
Was that the one? That's the one.
That's
he was
the one.
rocking?
Captain Kemuel got.
Yeah, Captain Kemuel was looking sharp in that thing.
We should have got him in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
What
Wait till this new commercial come out.
What else? Show me the
Let's see.
picture.
Oh yeah. The blue cardigan.
This is a staple right here. It's nice.
The blue is dope.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites.
too.
Actually. It's
Oh,
very clean.
Yep.
Look at that. Damn,
that's
that's a nice
fire.
picture.
That's
dope.
Hey, and you can wear that for any season too. This
Look
blue
at
one.
that. Look at that. Yep. Damn. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
love
that
blue
premium
cardigan's
fabric.
fire.
Looking like Bernardo from West Side Story. All right. Look at that.
Hey, shout out to the photography team, man.
Oh, let's not forget this
Hey,
one
you
right
got the
here.
quarter zip polo.
That's
What?
it.
Mijo.
Like
Damn.
college.
Que lo que.
Damn. That's
That's it.
fire, bro. Them things is looking nice, bro. Them shots came out nice.
All praises.
Praises to the Most High.
Oh, the
and the
OR.
varsity.
Oh, man. Yeah, the
the
varsity.
fit was
That's
fire.
probably the second best right now is
Yeah,
the
the fit was
varsity.
fire with the boots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's feeling the varsity.
The thing about OR clothing that I really like the most is our clothes are tailored to whatever style that you have,
Like
natively.
You could work it into.
Right.
Because look at how Job threw the little hat on.
Right.
And,
right.
Rolled up the sleeves a little bit. You
That's
know
it.
what I'm
See,
saying?
I wouldn't have done that. So everybody got different. Different styles.
Exactly.
I
You
told
know?
him he,
look. We even got sis rocking the zip one.
Right.
You know, little sleeve up action.
And she added the burgundy with it. You see
yeah,
that?
Yeah, that was
Look,
dope.
she rolled the sleeves back on it. Damn. Yo, Ace, people sleeping on that zip one. That thing
Yeah,
is
it
nice,
is
bro.
nice. It
That
coming
thing
in
is
black too.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
praises.
man. All
But
praises. Some nice pictures, man.
That's it. But hey, go to originalroyalty.com right now because look, you got to get it while the drop is hot. You feel me?
Yeah, man. That blue fire. That blue is fire. That blue is fire. Hey, so let's go into our health piece. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep y'all real long time. We're gonna do 2 health piece. We're gonna do the a little marriage piece. All right.
All right.
And then we're gonna go into the main topic, right? We're gonna talk about some things tonight. There's some musings, you know, just a lot of information flying around and
some nuance.
A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. But let's go into this. You know that this is like such a trend now, the tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, and all this stuff like that. People doing it with everything. But this is actually one of the online health coach influencers that I actually respect. He has a PhD in nutrition. And he put tiers of best and worst fast foods for fat loss, but he explains what they are. Because typically I see something like this and I'm like, oh, that's some trendy BS. You know, they're just trying to be catchy and snazzy, you know, and get you. But he makes some good points about some of this stuff. So check it out.
Butter, F tier, extremely calorically dense, low in fiber and protein, and it doesn't really help with hunger regulation. Potatoes, any kind, S tier, extremely high satiety score means it keeps you very full for very low calories for very long.
So stop. You know, a lot of people like some of this stuff because you just all over the place with, you know, everybody wants an audience, right?
Yep.
So every influencer, especially with the social media stuff, you know, I was thinking about this social media stuff and I think it's getting to the point where it's making us dumber. And I'm going to tell you why. Short form video.
Attention spans.
I think it's decreased our attention span. We're only satisfied with multiple little hits. And I'm telling you, there's like a little dopamine thing going on.
Instagram.
Because I'll find myself trying to like watch something like on TV that's like longer. And then I'm picking up the phone to get a short hit because it's like too long of what's going on and stuff like that. You know, and like I got to stop myself because I'm like, we're so connected to the phones and to the short form video. Like it's crazy. Like and then you're sharing it all over the place.
Right.
It's
Feeding
wild.
the beast.
It's bro, it's crazy. I think it's making us dumb because it's making our attention spans too short. Like you think it's just that you're watching videos and stuff like that, but I think it
rewiring your brain.
It's rewiring your brain.
Dang.
Yep. Just short form video. Like it's wild. Is wild. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. But anyway, go ahead. I'll use them for the show. I try to put an educational spin on them. They're nice for that. But I just caught myself. But anyway, that made me think of that because I'm thinking, you know, people can be potatoes. Potatoes are S tier. Look at that. That's a satiety index. It's foods that make you feel the fullest. Boiled potatoes or baked potatoes, right? Like if you fry them, you know, that's different. Air fry them is good. Spoke about those air fried potatoes. Them things will fill you up. You get a lot of volume, right? Like you might favor rice or pasta, but you can eat more potatoes gram per gram, and it's lower calories than the pasta and the rice. You know, the reason here's the other thing. You see like bodybuilding culture, right? Well, like, I mean, people who compete. The reason they do rice is because they have to eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, a lot of those guys, sometimes more.
Right.
Rice is so much easier on the stomach to digest and it's quicker, right?
That's a good point.
So it's not that rice is something special for bodybuilding, except that it's easier on the stomach, right? And it depends if you're gaining or you're trying to lose. Either way, potatoes, you're gonna keep it low fat if you prepare them the right way, and you're gonna be able to eat a lot of them for less. Like you could eat double the grams in potatoes for like what one serving of rice is, and it'll be equal macros.
Wow.
That's heavy.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead.
low calories for very long. That's good. Fatty meats like ribeye steaks, D tier. Delicious, high protein, but extremely calorically dense. For fat loss, choose leaner cuts like a sirloin steak, for example. Berries, any kind, S tier. Very satiating, high in fiber, sweet and delicious, amazing for fat loss. Boiled eggs, A tier. High in protein, extremely nutritionally dense, and very satiating. Protein bars, D tier. Most are just candy bars sprinkled with a little bit of protein.
I had those in a minute.
Hey, and that's I was telling you guys because I noticed you guys were going nuts because it was protein bars, and I'm like,
it was the Bear Bells.
Yeah,
everybody was going crazy.
I'm like, it's candy bars with protein in it, and that's fine if you want to get your protein. You know, they're not real high in fat either and stuff like that, but they're not really going to keep you very full for very long, right? You're kind of hungry afterwards, so right. Fruit smoothies, where does this land?
See.
Just eat the damn fruit. Greek
Wow,
yogurt.
Because it turns into sugar when you mix it, huh?
It's just a sugar bomb.
Yep.
Dang. It's just a big sugar bomb. And a lot of times it's not just like they just blended fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe if you just blended the fruit, that's fine. But smoothies usually have all types of other stuff added to it.
Facts.
And forget it. Like just, yep. I know, because you like stuff like that.
I did at one point.
Oh, you did? You still drinking sodas?
Yeah, but that's not.
No, he loved that thing. He's proud of it.
Well, no, he got the cherry Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you know what though?
Don't you got the cherry one?
I do a banana with Fairlife milk and a protein before my workout though.
Hey, yeah, sweet potatoes are the bomb. You can rock with sweet potatoes. Brother put sweet potatoes. What'd you say you did, Asher?
I do a smoothie with a banana, milk, the Fairlife milk, and my protein powder.
That's all right
for a pre-workout though.
That's okay.
You know, so they give me enough energy.
all right.
It feels good.
Yeah. Anyway, Greek yogurt, S tier. It really is.
Satiating and extremely versatile.
Wow.
You can mix in a ton of different things to make tasty and healthy snacks.
Stop. Hey, big time, man. You know, like Boar's Head now, I saw they got these flavored dips that are made with Greek yogurt. So they got like churro, they got like apple flavor, and like you could use them on fruit or, you know, throw some in like your oatmeal or whatever you want to do. And it's like super low calorie. I mean, you can probably mix it and make it yourself. Just take some Greek yogurt, throw some like cinnamon sugar and whatever, just kind of sweeten it up a little bit. But yogurt and cottage cheese, people sleep on them joints, man. Well, I'm telling you, I make a fat-free queso with the cottage cheese. I do fat-free cottage cheese, fat-free shredded cheese, and taco seasoning. That's all you need. And then you put in the food processor, mix it up.
That's crazy. I just started using a cottage cheese to make ranch, and I'll take the ranch back and
yeah.
put it in.
What you could do with the cottage cheese is like if you blend it or you have a little food processor, it smooths it out. If you want to smooth out the consistency, right?
Yep.
And cottage cheese has a little more salty taste. Obviously, the Greek yogurt has a little more tart. But you can use either of those to make all different types of stuff. Well, like I take Greek yogurt and just do the ranch powder.
Right.
And, you know, maybe throw a little lemon juice on it or something, or vinegar to like cut it. And then you just those three things and you have like fat-free ranch dressing that's high in protein.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
A ton of different things to make tasty and healthy snacks. Chicken breast, also S tier. One of the highest protein per calorie foods you can find. Extremely effective for controlling hunger and preserving muscle. Granola, F tier. Calorically dense and easy to overeat. It's practically carbs and fats combined, which is the easiest combination to overconsume. Air Pop popcorn, A tier. High fiber, extremely high volume for low calories, and it's very satiating. Very hard to overeat compared to chips or nuts. If you're currently working on losing fat and building muscle sustainably, comment blueprint on this post. I'll send you over my ebook for free.
There you go. There you go.
I use that air popper for the popcorn.
Yeah, I bought a little. It was like under $20, like an air popper on Amazon, and I love it. You just buy the corn kernels. It's cheaper than buying it pre-made. You know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, hey, this is the one that's gonna get people. All right, for all you organic that swear by organic. I was there once. I was there once. And if I get anything organic, it'll be more because of, not so much because I'm like, oh, you know, pesticides or whatever it is. Like sometimes it might look a little better. Right. Like I'm like, damn, okay, that looks a little better than the other fruit and stuff like that. So, but check out the organic because it's like such a sham now. They're opening up like a Whole Foods by me now. They're gonna like start construction and breaking ground on it. And I'm just like, overpriced. Don't get me wrong. I might get in there for some unique type of things, but not because it's like organic or anything like that. They just sometimes have interesting selection options and stuff like that. You know,
their deli and their desserts is fire.
But go ahead. Let's read this.
99.99% of the time, buying organic food is a waste of money.
It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Go ahead. Here's why. Come on.
When organic standards were being developed back in 2000, the Secretary of Agriculture actually emphasized that organic is just a marketing tool. It says nothing about the safety or quality of the food.
No, that they set it up as a marketing tool, and everybody fell for it. Everybody fell for it. Now, I'm not talking about you grow your own stuff in your backyard. Somebody always say that. I'm talking about you go to the store and you buy organic stuff. And here's the thing. You're not just buying organic fruit and veggies. You're buying organic processed food as if that makes it not processed food.
Right.
Like, it's the same processed food. It's just organic, and somehow that, right?
You pay the extra couple bucks.
Right. Like, bro, some of like the organic stuff that's supposed to replace, like if you're vegan or something like organic, like cheese and vegan meat,
diet stuff, yeah,
is more processed than like ho-hos or like ding-dongs or something like that.
That's facts.
Go ahead, come on.
Organic foods are in no way more nutritious than conventionally raised foods. In other words, they don't contain more nutrients.
And that's the key thing. I think people make this association that they think that it contains more nutrients, you know? Like if you articulate why you go organic and it makes sense, it falls under whatever organic is, that's fine, but it's not more nutritious. Go ahead.
Health outcomes like protein consumption, fiber intake, whole foods, no differences between people who consume organic and non-organic. None,
right. So stepping over $100 bills to pick up nickels, right, or dimes, because you're like, you know, but you're still, your protein's not good, your fiber's not good, you're not focusing on whole foods. Go ahead, come on.
And the most important one, organic doesn't mean pesticide-free. It just means organic pesticides, which are often used in higher quantities.
Come on.
Just making sure you eat whole foods, fruits, veggies, protein, fiber, all that good stuff matters 1,000,000 times more than whether the food is organic or not.
It sure is true. Go ahead.
Unless you like doing so, stop wasting your money and just focus on having a whole food-based, nutrient-rich diet.
That's it. No, and then he just talks about you can DM
buy my
him
stuff
to get that. Well, you know,
I ain't mad at him.
Right? That's the hook, right? That's the hook. But yeah, it's wild out there. There's a lot of organic processed stuff. You know, when I'll buy organic, sometimes it's cheaper than like if it's on sale because it wasn't selling.
Right. I got the it was like packs of 12 eggs for 99 cents. Usually they're like $9 a pack.
Oh, at Sprouts?
I posted it in the group.
Yeah, I like the pasture raised.
That's
I'll do that. Yeah, and it don't got to be organic for me as long as it's pasture raised.
Yeah, I don't see the difference.
And Sprouts got like the best price on. I think it's like $7-8 for a dozen and a half.
Yeah,
pasture raised.
Yeah,
pasture raised. Because you go to like the regular super, it's like $12 for a dozen, like Vital Farms.
Maybe Aldi.
Yeah, Aldi be changing stuff though. They had like these chicken sausages that were like real good, minimally processed, like 2-3 grams of fat per link.
They were uncased
and collagen casing.
Okay,
and then they stopped carrying them. Now they carry some other brand, and like the fat's higher, and they don't taste as good. I was so vexed. I was mad as hell. I hate when they do that, when they just rotate something out.
Freaking all these.
Right. Anyway, that's your 2 quick health pieces for today.
Yeah.
All right. And then I said I got a marriage piece. There we go. Got to give him the marriage piece.
You want me to read this?
Oh, I love beets. Brother said baked beets and sweet potatoes on parchment paper with olive oil. Ooh, damn. Yeah. Beets are excellent too for circulation. You're right about that. Right. Hey, so you know, I did the 2 shows on the marriage stuff, and then I did the Sabbath class. So that's why I shifted from marriage a little bit, because I feel like I covered a lot of it. And then we're gonna move. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do marriage on the show, but we're gonna move to the marriage hour if we ever get that off the ground.
It's on the way.
Yeah, we working. I know we working. There's a lot going on. Not enough time. But I wanna give my segment, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna move a lot of that stuff to like that marriage hour. I'm saving a lot of content basically so that I can like highlight it for like the discussion for when I do the marriage hour piece that we'll put out. Like I said, once or twice a month, we're gonna try to do that. That'll be reasonably manageable for me, I think. Rather than commit to like another weekly drop or something like that. Right. Give time for brothers to edit it down and everything like that, so we're not doing too much, right? But anyway, come on.
Soft woman can influence a man more than a loud woman ever will, not through aggression, not through force, but through her femininity. Men are rarely moved by constant confrontation. They are often moved more by calm and peace. A loud woman often competes with a man's energy. She challenges, interrupts, escalates, and over time, the relationship can start to feel like a power struggle. A soft woman tends to do the opposite. Her calm lowers his guard. Her tone invites him instead of provoking him. Her presence can make him feel safe enough to step forward without feeling resisted. This is not weakness, it is influence. Many men respond instinctively to softness because it signals trust, respect, and emotional safety. When a man feels respected, he often puts in more effort. When he feels trusted, he becomes more protective. When he feels peace, he usually connects more deeply. That is why femininity can be powerful. It does not fight masculinity, it complements it naturally. If this made sense to you, comment true.
There's the hook.
True.
Comment true. About my product. Let's get that in 1 Peter 3 because what he's that's
stuff.
part of it that goes with chaste, right? Because I've been spending time expanding on chaste. That's part of it that goes with chaste, right?
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. While they behold your chaste conversation.
Right. So notice he said you're won by the conversation. And then he goes on to reinforce what type of conversation. He says, while they behold your chaste conversation. Go ahead. Come on.
Coupled with fear.
Right. Meaning she has the fear of God so that she doesn't overstep.
Right.
And she stays in her comments chaste. Is it 5 or 6? I'm going to prove to you that what the couple with fear is. Not the man being in fear. Jump down. Where it says about the daughters without any amazement or fear.
Verse 5. For after this manner in the old time.
So after this manner, this is how all the your foremothers, sisters that you love, and you're like, oh, this is my favorite one, and this one, and that one, right? Go ahead, come on.
The holy women also.
The holy women also, after this same manner of what we just read, and in this chase, we're talking about the femininity, the softness, right? The influence, not provoking your man with your conversation and your tone and your body language, right? Because men respond to those things in the way that the Lord ingrained into us.
Right.
Now, not all men are super warriors. You got some mamby-pamby simps and stuff like that, right? But generally speaking, most men have programming by the Lord, right, to respond to those type of things. And it's not soft response. It's a trigger. You know how they say don't look a dog in the eyes or don't look the wild animal in the eyes. And like, don't be trying to stare him down and stuff like that, right? Like you're going to trigger something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the posture, the ears, the tails up. There's certain body language, right? It's just, there's rules to this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a posture that happens there. Right. And we're not looking and saying, well, you're a woman, you're my wife, you're like this, you're like that. You're triggering something that's more primal that the Lord had put in us.
Right.
To make us masculine, to make us the protectors and defenders that we are. And that's why you get damn flames when you come with that stuff. Right? Go ahead, come on.
Who trusted in God.
They trusted in God without any fear, right? Go ahead, come on.
Adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Right, in subjection to their own. Notice he said subjection in the beginning. He's telling you, so you got to, before you deal with your husband, you got to come in a subjective matter. And you got to come with chaste conversation, right?
She got to maintain her frame.
Go ahead, come on.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
Come on.
Calling him Lord. Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well. And are not afraid with any amazement.
And are not, remember, I want to explain the fear, right? And are not afraid with any amazement. Go back to verse 2.
Verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Coupled with fear. Now read the one you just finished reading.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
And are not afraid with any amazement. Mean you're subject to God, and you understand that God rules your husband, Christ rules your husband and his spirit, and that if you do the right thing and you approach the right way, God's going to bring peace to that household for you. He's going to bring what you want, and you're going to get the response that you want from your man. The minute you come with something else, So, but don't be scared. Trust in the Lord.
Right.
Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. All right. So, like I said, so after I did the Beyond Romance, I felt like I was able to kind of cover it pretty thoroughly. There's still more nuance, but I'm gonna save that little nuance for when we you laughing at the nuance, huh? That's the word of the night.
That's it.
We're gonna have a word of the night now.
That's it.
Got a
That's
sentence of the
right.
night, word of the
Right.
night, right? A little more nuance to the whole thing. Dealing in that regard. So, Lord's will the sisters get it, and Lord's will the brothers get it, so that they can kind of move in the right posture as well. That's why we tell you, men, like you got to stay in your frame, just like the women got to stay in that feminine frame. Right. And the minute you go out of that, that's when chaos comes into the house, right? And it's not to say that you won't have that trouble, but you know how you resolve it? Get back into that frame.
Right.
You get back into the masculine frame. She gets back into the feminine frame. And then biblical solutions will follow.
Right.
Biblical solutions will follow. So anyway, so I'm gonna move into the main part of the topic. Because like I said, I'm not gonna keep y'all long tonight. I'm not gonna do the 3-hour show. Maybe 2.5. I'll see.
Once the scriptures start
Not
coming.
4.
Yeah,
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll
I gotta
what
see.
happens.
I gotta see how.
Let's
I gotta
go.
see how it flows. So obviously, right? I made a little commentary before my Sabbath class about the Iran, the war that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. Like I'm just like, it's wild. And the first thing I want to talk about is, I want to start with this post. With this Tucker Carlson post, right? And we're gonna read it. But as I'm looking at everything and I'm seeing all the information, I think now more than ever, the fact that we're on God's side gives clarity of sight and vision when you see world events, right? I want to say that clearly. The fact that we're on God's side, right? We're not left, we're not right, we're not pro-Trump or against Trump, right? We're pro-God.
Right.
We're pro-Christ, right?
Right.
And when you're on that, you realize that all you got to do is stay in your lane and your focus, and no matter all the turmoil that's happening around you, you have peace. That's part of that perfect peace that you find in God, right? But let me read that in Romans 13 about obeying the powers that be, right? Because a lot of times we think that just means following the laws. I mean, that's part of it. That's how we normally bring it out. But I think it's also about having that peace as these things happen, right? And I don't mean that you're not unsettled. You move with urgency in certain things when you see these things happen. That's my big thing all the time, right?
Yep.
But remember, I said prophecy is not necessarily entertainment for us. What it is revelation and acknowledgement. It's establishment of faith.
Right.
That things that were promised, right? None of these shall fail. None shall want her made are being made true. And what that should inspire in you, just like it would, like let's say, I'm not saying that you don't get excited. What I'm saying is that it provokes action. Right. So it's kind of like if let's say you had your sports team and they're down and out, right? And they say, we're going to win the next 4 games in this series. And they go out and they win the first game. You start to believe, right?
Right.
Confidence building.
Right? You're like, oh, snap. Right? And then it provokes action behind you. You talking smack. You ready for the next game.
Right.
Then they win the next one. Right?
It's getting real.
Right? And then it gets to the 4th game, man, and everything's on the line. But at that point, you feel like,
we won.
yeah, we
got this.
This about to happen, right? And then you'll be like me in 2001 when the Yankees lost to the Diamondbacks, and that was the last time I was ever hardcore because, bro, I remember I was like depressed for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
I had never been to a parade or nothing. I said I'm gonna go and all this stuff like that, and then I remember after 2 weeks in of like feeling bummed out, I said these they're on a beach right now. They with their wives and
Chilling.
fine ass fiancés just chilling. And I'm here, woe is me, because they
Soaking
lost.
Yep.
I said the hell with this. But anyway, I digress. My point is, the same way you felt like that, right? That's kind of what prophecy should do, right? It should be an affirmation of belief. And then we know that belief is demonstrated by action, right? And that's where I always say prophecy should be corrective to you and say, let me take stock. Let me take my moral inventory, see where I lack, see what needs to get done. And it should move you with a more aggressive posture, right? For God's will and mission, not just for yourself, but if you're in a position to be in the ministry or whatever it is, move in that direction. And that's the part that I often see less emphasis on. It's the excitement for the prophecy, and then the same stuff, brothers in the same spirit, and all this other stuff. It's like, come on, man, this ain't entertainment. It's not I mean, it is entertaining, right? It's hysterical sometimes when we see some of the prophecies come. It's like, ha ha, you thought you was trying to box with God, right? It didn't happen that way. But I mean, there should be something else when you see it come to fulfillment and when you're living in those times, right? So with all this confusion that's going on, I say that I find my peace, and the scripture tells you that here. Let's get that in Romans 13. Come on.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power.
Come on.
For there is no power but of God.
Right. And I think if you can really embrace that, nothing makes you nervous when you see things happening in the earth. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you really believe there's no power but of God, and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? And you also read in Genesis how it speaks about man was given dominion over the earth, right? At that time, it was really talking about Adam and us, right? But then you read later that it was still man was given dominion, but now the wicked man was given dominion, right? Then you realize that everything that's happening, whether it benefits you or doesn't, still kind of benefits you at the end, right? Because if you're focused on God and his perfect peace and his plan, then none of that stuff should really faze you. And now let me not say that I'm this emotionless thing, that I don't look at this stuff and I have concern and stuff like that. But then I get recentered on this, right? So that's why I say when you're firm in this and when you're on God's side, you don't get caught up into the politics of things, because it's wild out there, the sides and the divisions, and then it's such BS when you see them agree on stuff, right? Like, so it's like the Democrats been at the Republicans' throats, right, for forever, but more recently, like the hostilities this past year and change have been extreme, but yet there's a bulk of these clowns during the State of the Union when Trump was talking about Iran, and they're all for the war. So don't get all up in the air. You might have one that tries to point this out or that out or whatever it is. I'm telling you, man, they all take the same money, right?
Yep.
It's the WWF, right? Is that when? Well, that's when I came up. Now it was WWE.
Yeah.
It's the WW. I'm gonna say WWF because that's what I grew up with. It's the WWF,
right?
And they put on the damn show. They get in the ring and they fight. And backstage, when the catering spread comes, they're eating together, laughing about their performance, right? That's what it is, right? Go ahead, read this verse again. Come on.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher power. For there is no power but of God.
Right. There is no power but of God. Come on.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
Right. Get me that. Is it Daniel 2 about the base man or 4?
4.
Yeah, get me that. All right. This is what this is going into when it says there's the higher powers, right?
The book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One.
Come on.
To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Right. There is no power but of God, right? And what I'm about to declare to you is that you know that the Most High God rules in the kingdom of men. Go ahead, come on.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Right. The powers that be are ordained of God, like what we just read in Romans 13. And giveth it to whomsoever he will. Go ahead, come on.
And setteth up over it the basest of men.
Right. And setteth up over it the basis of men. Get me that in Job 9:24. All right. This is what he means when he says the basis of men. Can we get the air a little cooler in here? All right. I'm getting hot. Job 9:24.
Because you cooking, D.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Come on.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. So the earth's given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the one that's in control of the earth today? We know who the top empire is and where it flows through. And let me take a little moment to say something. I always see smart comments from, I know it's people that, because they wouldn't make a comment like that if they were really with us. When we say America, I hate the smart ass remark that America is also Canada, America is also Mexico and South America. No. Listen.
Oh, Jesus.
We know we're talking about the USA. But the world, all right, unequivocally, when you say America, they're not thinking of Canadians. They're not thinking of Mexicans. They're not thinking of South. You freaking dummies that come with that BS.
You're going to learn today.
All right?
Stupid.
We know who we mean when we say America.
America.
And America knows who they mean when they say America, right? They talking about the good old U.S. of A.
That part.
The good old U.S. of A. America, America. Does that mean that it's everybody else that's in North and South
Stop
America?
it. Get some help.
Stop it. Stop it.
Look
Stop
at
the nonsense.
The founding fathers. If you
Right.
just look up founding fathers, what do they look like?
Yeah,
Right.
Just stop it right there.
Ridiculous, man. And the whole world knows that the U.S. leads it.
Oh yeah.
You listen. If anything, like I said, these things that I'm seeing, they solidify even more what we already know. People try to talk about. I saw something funny the other day. I don't know if it was a show I'm watching or if it was because, again, with all this information that flies at you, especially in short form video, devil. They try to talk about Russia and China and being powerful and might. And listen, they're not to sneeze at. They invest a lot in their military spending and things like that.
Yep.
But somebody says something. Russia is clearly not as strong. I mean, look at how they've been struggling with Ukraine for 4 years.
Man,
right?
damn.
Russia's clearly not as strong as they present themselves to be. And China just copies the U.S. when it comes to military technology.
That is
That's
facts.
about it.
They just look to try to get intel
I saw
and
that in a
replicate what
movie.
they're doing, right? And I saw something.
War Machine?
Maybe it was a movie. That's
War
where
Machine?
I saw it.
Is
Yes.
that the one?
Yes.
I saw that yesterday.
That's where it was. That's where it was.
Yo,
Oh, I
you saw
watched
it
it
too?
yesterday
Yeah, I
too.
watched it yesterday.
I watched
Yo,
it
he
yesterday
watched it yesterday too. That's crazy.
I watched it yesterday too. But when I looked at it, I said, that
That's
thing is true.
crazy.
Right.
I said, when you really think about it, and everybody knows that the most powerful military on the earth
Is America.
is America, is the United States of America.
Absolutely.
Right? So when anybody else tries to come with some other thing or whatever, and listen, nobody is ever going to be on that front more powerful than America except the Most High Christ and his angels.
That's it.
All right?
That was the blessing. over there.
The Most High in Christ and his angels. That's it. That's the way God has it set up, right? There ain't going to be some other world power that comes up, okay? They the one, they the lady of kingdoms and all that stuff like that. Like, it's so plain, right? Anyway, we done on this verse in Daniel?
Yeah, that was Job.
Oh, Job. Okay, now go back to Romans 13. Read one again.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1.
I just had to address that because I saw some comment. You know, sometimes I review the comments on a show or whatever because I want to see if I can pull more content from it.
Right.
Maybe I missed a question somebody had, and I'll say, okay, maybe I'll do a topic on that or something.
Right.
And sometimes I see so much nonsense in the comments. I'm just like ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Right. So we went to Daniel 4, and then we went to Job 9 to prove what we're showing here in Romans 13. Remember, what I'm talking about is that when you're on God's side,
Right.
you have peace in everything that's happening. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God.
There's no power but of God. The Most High God ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go ahead. Come on.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
And if he feels like it, he's going to set up the basis of men over it. And what he does is he controls them too.
Right.
That's it.
He controls them too. Right? Go ahead. Come on. Read.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power.
So if you try to be sovereign, you try to go against this, that, and the other. That's why we tell people, look, we just going with the flow.
Right.
In our patience, we possess our souls.
Yep.
Right.
And that patience is what you read in Revelations 14:12. Let's get that real quick.
Yes, sir.
It explains what the patience of the saints is. Because patience, some people think you just sit there and just watch world events. Right? No, that goes with what I always bring out in 1 Thessalonians 5, that as you see the day approaching, we got to move in urgency, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
And their patience possess your souls. Here's what the patience really means. Go ahead, come on.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
That's action. We stay keeping these commandments of the Lord. Go ahead, come on.
And the faith of Jesus.
And the faith of Jesus. The faith of what? What you read in Luke 1.
Right.
And it says he's going to save us from our enemies, right? We're going to have peace. We won't be in fear of judgments and things like that, right? We move the way that the Lord describes us to move. And the Bible supports the Bible. All the prophets support each other in all their prophecy. Some of them never met each other. And they all speak the same thing.
Perfectly.
You got brothers amongst us that we together, right side by side, and we can't speak the same thing.
Dang.
Crazy work.
Crazy work. Some of these guys are separated by thousands of years.
Right.
and they all speak the same thing. And yet you got brothers side by side here that can't speak the same thing. Anyway, I digress. Come on, back to where we were in Romans.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul, verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Right, so there's no protesting that we need to do. Like if you see us go out and support a cause, it's to bring awareness to the cause.
Right.
We know that and I'm not saying that there hasn't been beneficial laws like the civil rights movement and other laws that and that's the Lord that ordained that and opened up doorways for us to have peace and have the ability to speak to a point, because we don't really have the full freedom of speech, right? We're talking about how the social media kind of just censors things and everything like that, right? But we're not there to try to resist the powers, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works.
Right, this is how you listen, I got peace, right? If I'm confident, right? Make your calling and election sure, right? Finish your course, fight the good fight.
Right.
Then whatever happens and in whatever manner it happens, you roll with it, right? I know it's easy to say, and in that moment when the pressure turns up, we're really going to see who's who and who's made of what, right? But you got to move that way now, right? What do they say for kids? Private practice makes public performance.
Yep.
Right? So like you can't be soft with your kids behind closed doors and think they're not going to be a menace out in the open, right? Right, menace to society. I didn't want to say that because it would have sounded too cliche. But
literally,
it's the same thing with us.
Right.
And how do we know that? If you're faithful in little, how can you be faithful in much? The scripture says, right? And that's saying basically the same thing. Private practice makes public performance. Right. Who you really are is going to manifest when the pressure comes, right? But go ahead, come on.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
But to the evil. Go ahead, come on.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
And thou will have praise of the same. Go ahead, read.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Right. Who's the minister? He's talking about these powers, even these basemen.
Right.
So we have to be able to look at the good in all the moves that they make, right?
Damn.
You have to be able to look at the good, because if you're in the good, it says he's the minister to us of good. That don't mean things are always going to benefit us, but there's because you could do nothing against the truth, but for it.
Right.
And a lot of times, sometimes we're like, you're not sure. Right? You got to look at these things and understand what we're reading here. Go ahead, come on.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that
But
doeth
he that
evil.
do which is evil, you didn't finish that part. You said for he's the minister of God.
Verse 4, for he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
If you're an evil nooker, then be afraid.
If you resist.
Right. If you're resisting the power, that said be afraid. Go ahead, come on.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Right. He's talking about this same minister, these powers that be. Right. He's saying that then you will get touched. Right. Go ahead, come on.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Now, I'm not saying that there aren't innocents that get killed, right?
Right.
But he's letting you know that sometimes a lot of people, that's judgment from the Lord.
Right.
And he using something there to make that thing happen, right? Anyway, that's the point that I wanted to bring out, because now I want to bring it to this. And this is the post from Tuck. So there's so much going on. And it's so much manipulation, right? And you see, they're not telling you the real death toll. Israel doesn't allow reporters on the ground. So they make it seem like Israel's not getting touched and people aren't dying over there. Right. And like you can get arrested and go to jail, right? Like if you try to film any of the missiles hitting in Israel and stuff like that. Like they don't let you. That's why if people really saw what they did to the Palestinians in Gaza, like the world wouldn't be at this BS pace, right? Like there would be like some of them would try to take action and move forward, right?
They understand the power of propaganda.
Yes. They certainly do, because they're the masters of it, right? They know how to manipulate that stuff. So they understand the power of propaganda. And sometimes propaganda is not letting anything get out at all. They're telling you that it's only 150 injured or whatever the number is now of U.S. service members. But they don't tell you what the severities of those injuries are. Like I'm reading stuff that people have lost limbs. Like, you know, you're like, oh, it's only 140 people that have been wounded and only 8 died. but they're talking about people that are jacked up, lost limbs, burn trauma, like crazy stuff. Like, you know, because when you just say, 150 injured, you're thinking, maybe they broke an arm.
Right.
Maybe they got a little shrapnel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. Not realizing, because if people see that, they lose the people's confidence behind it.
yeah.
Even the ones that are still, right, behind it in some respect.
Yeah.
But it's almost easier, I would say, in this day and age, because of the way technology is set up, for them to manipulate the technology the way they do. Information flows faster, but they have so many clamps on things. And since nobody believes anything anymore,
Right.
unless it fits your bias,
Right.
sometimes they don't even care if certain things go out, right? And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of confusion. And we got to be careful the stuff that we bring out and that we report, because it's like you don't know what's
Right.
what.
and what's what.
Yeah.
Now, I want to read this thing from Tucker because it's going to give context to why I'm talking about this stuff. Go ahead. Come on.
Tucker Carlson. The promise of social media was you could get unmediated information.
That was the promise of social media, right? It wasn't going to be filtered through the Amalekite-owned, right, Jewish-owned news networks, right? That's changing, right?
yeah.
That's changing, too, because of their influence and their fundings and things like that, right? Go ahead, come on.
You could get videos live from the scene, and now suddenly you can't. That lasted about 24 hours before the clampdown.
He's talking about it in Iran. So it started that you could get videos, and then it stopped. And I don't know if you noticed, back in the early 2000s when they went into Afghanistan and Iraq, you were able to kind of see a lot more. Do you remember all the reporters, and they were there,
Live.
and you would see the backdrop and everything like that?
Yeah.
They don't allow that anymore, right? And then what they do is they would just, depending on the country, and they just turn off the internet.
Right.
Or they got triggers and kill switches where they can filter out what
do
you
that
can
in
see.
China.
Right? China does that. Yeah. Go ahead. Come on.
And in part, that was by governments, the governments of the Gulf states.
Come on.
They don't want physical destruction of their countries broadcast to the world.
So even the Arabs don't want you to see how bad it really is. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
The government of Israel has clamped down completely. They don't want videos of Tel Aviv or Haifa burning. You can, in fact, in some of these countries, go to jail for posting that stuff online. But it's not just the governments of those countries that are imposing censorship. It's the social media companies here that are imposing censorship on the American people who are paying for all of this, so they can't know.
So he's talking about Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. He's talking about X, right? He's talking about all the social media mediums that are out there, right? Go ahead, come on.
And then there does seem to be a kind of censorship practice by the U.S. government around casualties and deaths. How many people have died so far in this conflict? How many? How many have been injured? Where and under what circumstances? Now, these are the sensitive questions in any conflict. And of course, you don't in any way want to degrade the effectiveness of the U.S. military. You don't want to dispirit the troops whom we are rooting for. Sincerely, always and everywhere, rooting for Americans in whatever theater and whatever war it wasn't of their choosing. In some cases, they are just the people who suffer first and most due to the decisions of politicians.
Hey, and let me tell you something. I know some of us came into this truth or come into this truth having been in Esau's military.
Right.
But I think once you understand what that really entails and what that end game is, that their plan is to fight against Christ and the angels, you got to find your path out of that.
Yep.
You got to find your path out of that. All right. Any man that wants to stay caught up in that,
Crazy word.
or woman, because there's women in the service as well.
Right.
You don't really understand the scriptures.
Right.
All right. And what's to come. You gotta, I'm not saying, I know there's contracts and commitments and you have a plan, but figure it out and get the hell out.
Right.
Don't be re-enlisting.
Right.
Right.
What type of madness is that?
That's re-enlistment is voluntary.
Right.
Unless you're in a
right.
theater.
Finish your contract. And in the process of finishing your contract, make your arrangements, right? And get out.
Yep.
And get out. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
So we're always on their side, and you don't want to make things worse for them. On the other hand, Americans do have, on a fundamental level, a right to know the effects of this war on their countrymen. If Americans are killed, we have a right to know that. And yet there's some indication that we really don't. So as you try to figure out what's going on, keep in mind you can't really get the full picture because of the clamp down on information.
Right. You can never get the full picture of what's happening. That's what I'm saying. There's just so much confusion going on, right? Get me that as in 1 Ezra 7 about the popular persuasions and secret plots.
35.
Yes, sir. The book of 1 Ezra, chapter 5, and verse 73. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived.
Remember, I say you always, all the old empires, there's a spirit that governs that, right? And they all use similar tactics and similar things. You look for patterns of empires. And America fits those patterns. And any world power fits those patterns of empire. That's why the Bible, like America's all the empires.
Right.
Right? Depending on the context of which prophecy you're reading, is all the empires. And some of his allies are some of the empires, right? It's Babylon, it's Egypt, it's Sodom, it's Gomorrah, right? Because it's the same manifestation of that spirit, right? And that same thing that they did back then to hinder us is the same thing you see now to get everybody on board with the plan, right? You know, and you hear this controversy and people are saying all these, they call them Christian nationalists now, right? And that's a nice way to say that they're they're basically pro-Israel and pro-white supremacy, right? When you say Christian nationalist. And there's levels to it because you think white supremacy, you think in American History X, right? And that's the extreme end. But then there's the more subtle, right?
Right.
Like the Pete Hesgeffs and all those people that are in office now, right? Like Carolyn Levitt, who's the press secretary and stuff like that. They all have this inclination that somehow, right? Even J.D. Vance, what did he say? Like, you don't got to worry about don't be afraid or not offended to be white anymore. Like, really? Come on, get out of here with that. You're right. The Charlie Kirks.
Wolves and sheep clothing.
And they use their extended vocabulary and carefully selected speech to talk about, like, you know, we're not racist, right? Or we're just speaking facts and we're disenfranchised. It's crazy that they still have all the power to do what they do,
Right. Yeah.
and somehow they are not proud to be white. Like, when has that ever been the case?
Ever.
Right.
But anyway, I digress a little bit. That's not my topic. Read this verse again.
And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years.
Right. So the point is that they use all these type of tactics and it hasn't changed, right? It's they do it subtly, and there's a lot of confusion out there, right? A lot of confusion with what's being reported, right? So did I number something and I say I was going to lead off with something? No, so not Cuba. We're not going to start with Cuba. All right, so I'm going to deal with this. So let me show you something. Let's get... This is where I thought it was kind of interesting, and I'm going to talk about it. I want to see which direction I want to go first. Let's get 2 Ezra 15. I'm gonna start with Iran first. We'll get into Cuba after, if we have the time. I know I put Cuba in the title. Maybe we'll touch a little bit on it, but we'll see. No, before I get to that, give me Daniel 7:25. Let me go to this.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Musings. I was thinking about this the other day. Come on.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
Right. So he said he would think to change times and laws. You're saying, ooh, we bring that out all the time, right? What do we talk about? Well, they changed the Sabbath day.
Right.
They changed Christ's birth.
Yep.
Right?
Morning,
right?
night,
Morning,
12
night,
p.m.,
right?
This, that.
All these different things,
Yep.
right? One thing I think we don't look at it is them trying to change the prophecies that the Lord put forth.
Right.
A lot of times we only go to that verse to talk about how they changed laws and times and right, like you think First Maccabees 1 where it was unlawful to circumcise your children, and yes, that falls under that. But the part that we don't consider is that they're trying to change prophecy,
Which is times there.
which is times, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to change times, right? And I said, supposedly Iran is this existential threat to the world. And then you're hearing that Israel has different motives and plans than the U.S. did, right? And then all these Christian nationalists are talking about bless Israel and those who curse them. That's the scripture they go to in Genesis to try to say that, right? And it's talking about Israel's a people before it's a place.
Yep.
And even amongst themselves, they're starting to point that out, and they're saying that that doesn't mean the Israeli government and the Israelis that are there. Like everybody is starting to acknowledge to some extent the whole Balfour Declaration and the seizing of the land, and them people not being the Israelites of the Bible. They won't say it's us, but they know it's not them.
Right.
Crazy work.
Right. And that's the big crux of it that you hear. Tucker Carlson's been a big proponent of that.
Yeah, I've been seeing
and he's been talking about that quite a bit. So they think that they can change times and laws. And, you know, other leadership has brought this out, but I'm going to bring it out for the context of my show and the angle that I'm going to go with. Because they don't realize that when they do that, they're actually, it's kind of like time travel. Let me stop. You know how they say, like, if you go back to try to change something, you actually did something that fulfilled what happened?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And you have, like, this loop, right? Whenever you watch these time travel movies and things like that, right?
Yep.
It's like, oh, snap, I'm the architect of this, right? I went back to try to change this, right? Even like with Jules Verne's Time Machine, right? Like, you have the movie that they did with the freaking actor that I like, Guy Pearce. Right, it's called A Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. Is kind of what they call it. He goes to the future and the earth's all jacked up and everything like that. Anyway, long story short, the big reveal is that he finds out it was him making his time machine and jumping through time
that caused everything.
That caused all that stuff.
Thank you. Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
So what he was trying to stop
was himself.
He was the catalyst for it.
Right.
All right. And at the end, he has a redemption arc because he's like, all right, I can't undo what I did, but let me destroy the machine and live where we at, right? Okay, fine. That's the happy ending, right? But they don't realize that when they try to do these things, what they're actually doing is moving things forward to make things happen, right? And I'm going to show you that in a second. So, for example, blow up this one that it says, okay, that is the one that I want, but not yet, okay? So we read Daniel 7:25. So what are they trying to stop? They know this in 2nd Ezra 15, right? So let's go to 2nd Ezra 15, start at 28.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28.
Remember, they try to change times and laws, and we bring that out a lot of times, and we only talk about holidays and the laws that they try to change from us.
Right.
You don't realize they're always trying to change prophecy.
Right.
Psalms 83, right? They consulted together with one consent against our hidden ones, right? They want to cut us off from being a people and a nation.
Yep.
And not just that, they couldn't just say that Israelites don't exist no more. They had to fill the void.
Right.
Because if you said they didn't exist, people would keep looking.
Right.
So they said, you know what? Let's show them. And that's what 1948 was all about. We can legitimize this claim that we say that we're the Jews, that we're the Israelites of the Bible, if we live in the land. And that's why they have to fight to maintain that. It's a series of lies that they do to maintain, right? So Balfour Declaration, moving in on that, all of that is changing times and laws, right? Because they're trying to avoid the prophecies. Because what the prophecies say? When 144,000 are sealed, then their time is up. The time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. So they're doing things to try to prevent that, not realizing that those same actions are actually moving those steps forward. Again, going back to you can't do anything against the truth, but for it, right? So now, 2nd Ezra 15:28. Come on.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision. and the appearance thereof from the east.
Come on.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
That's talking about the Ishmaelites. We're talking about the Arabs, right? And it says this vision is for a future time. And when this happens, this is the beginning of the end, right? And we're already in the beginnings of sorrows, but I'm talking about, dare I say, cataclysmic events, right? Like they like to use, that that's a severe sign that the pop off is there. That like any minute, any day, any hour.
It's about to go down.
Going down.
Right. Okay. Anyway, come on.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth.
Come on.
Notice
it says the multitude of them, meaning it's not going to be one or two.
Unified.
They're going to be unified, right? Go ahead. Come on.
The multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and
So
and
let
tremble.
me stop for a second there. This was the first thing they tried to address. Was it 2022 was the Abraham Accords?
Abraham who?
The Abraham Accords.
How do I remember that?
You don't remember that?
Abraham Accords.
Can you look up the Abraham Accords so we can school? He said he tried to be like me, mini me. Look up the Abraham Accords. 2020, okay?
That was the three religions?
Hold on. That's part of it.
Okay.
But the big thing is going into having Arab support for the state of Israel.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, Bishop's gone over the whole thing with the three religions and the one world religion.
Right.
But what I'm trying to narrow the focus on this. They know that if the Arabs unite against them and the rest of the world, this prophecy then can be fulfilled.
Right.
Now, mind you, they don't do one thing. They have contingency on contingency. I'm stopping here because first they dealt with this. Right? And they normalized relations. So read this about the Abraham Accords.
The Abraham Accords were signed in 2020 with the initial historic agreements between Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain signed at the White House on September 15, 2020. The normalization agreements were expanded later that year to include Sudan in October 2020 and Morocco in December 2020.
Come on, so read the timeline.
Key 2020 timeline. August 13th, Israel UAE agreement announced. September 11th, Israel Bahrain agreement announced. September 15th, formal signing of the accords, Israel, UAE, and Bahrain. October 23rd, Israel, Sudan normalization announced. December 10th, 2022, Israel, Morocco agreement announced and signed.
Right, so here's the summary of what it was supposed to accomplish. Come on.
Mediated by the United States, these agreements normalized diplomatic, economic, and security relations between Israel and the respective Arab nations.
So they're trying to declare peace between themselves. How can the Arabs do this and come out against them and the United States if they on board with Israel? Right. So they moved for this, right? This was their phase one of the head they were trying to cut off with the Abraham Accords.
This is the smoothest butter, but war's in their heart.
Yes, right, with the Abraham Accords, right? So the key thing you got to get out of that, right? Yes, it's the religious piece, is that it normalized because they didn't move that way. The Arabs were always hostile towards Israel. In 2020, not all of them, but many of these Arab nations, right? And if you could get a few, the others will start talking and you'll have influence where they'll all get on board with it, right? So they figured, let's do that. Now, let's go back. Let's read. Come on. So remember, they're trying to change times. So they're trying to alter this prophecy. They figured this was one way to do it. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Verse 29. Where the nation...
No, you did that already.
Verse 30. Also the Carmanians,
which is Iran. This is the Iranians. Come on.
Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power shall they come.
Which is when they have a nuke, right? When they're great power, right? Come on.
And join battle with them.
And join battle with the Arabs as well. Go ahead. Come on.
And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
That's going into Israel. And this point is talking about Israel over there, right? At that time. Now, what they're trying to do now revolves around that, okay? They want them, because what do they keep saying? They cannot have a nuke. They cannot have a nuke. Why? Why not?
Right.
So they can
Why can't they
change
have a nuke?
times and laws.
Right.
How come they didn't go to Korea that way?
Right.
when Korea was trying to get a nuke.
Right. Energy was different.
Korea's been trying to develop a nuke for forever.
Right.
And they did not go and attack North Korea.
Right.
They put sanctions, they try to limit them and all this other stuff, right? All these different things. But why? Because it's not significant.
They're not to come rain.
Biblically. Compared to what you see here. Yeah, they probably have a part to play. They're crazy over there.
Right.
They might support what's going on with Iran and everybody else that aligns with them and stuff like that, right?
So, in other words, this is that kingdom that understands dark sentences. They understand some of the prophecies based off what we bring out.
Yes.
That's why they didn't target Korea or North Korea.
Look, remember, some of them probably have access to scrolls and things like. Remember, they think that they're there, and who's been able to go there and do mass excavations?
Not us.
And any of that stuff.
Nope.
Not us. They've found things and they've seen things. There might be letters and stuff that they like. I'm not just talking about they know Bible and they got other things
that validate everything that's written.
that validate what's written.
Right. Oh, you went deep.
They know that stuff. No, they went deep.
Right.
Can we get that in Daniel about them?
Yeah,
they went deep.
Let's go. Because they got all that access. Vatican, the caves and all that.
Oh, the Vatican, that's another story. They got that whole secret library down there.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't no Negro going down there.
No. They have stuff there that's chronicled.
64.
And then just think, they've been in Israel and they have all these sites. Nobody can excavate over there.
Right.
Only them. So you don't think they found some stuff that validates this?
That's deep.
And they're studying this stuff, right? This scripture proves it. Go ahead, come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Right. It says that's the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. What is that inward thought? They need to change the times and laws, right? They need to change the prophecies. Can you imagine that pomp? That's why he's called the son of perdition.
Right. Out of thine heart.
That he sits as God. So it's many levels to this, right? I'm going over it briefly, but them taking the name of Israel,
right?
That was really the first
act of war,
right?
Yep.
Blaspheming the name, right? Blaspheming the name. Get me that in Revelation 13 where it says the name, the tabernacle. Is it 5? 13:5?
It's on the right side.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle.
Right, so blaspheme his name by what? Saying they're the Israelites. Go ahead, come on.
And his tabernacle.
Which is us. So saying, again, this is going into the same thing. Go ahead, come on.
And them that dwell in heaven.
So when they identify themselves as Israelites, as Jews, that's blasphemy, right? Then they came and they took the land. And they said, okay, now this validates us, right? That's why they pushed so hard for it. I think I did a class some years back about it, and I showed that everybody talks about the Balfour Declaration, but the plan started in the late 1800s.
Way before that.
They needed to obtain financing and get certain things in place first before they went and got the letter, right? Before Rothschild wrote to the UK and got that letter.
Wasn't it you said the steps of a conspiracy?
It's the steps of a conspiracy, right? Yes, I went over that class and I went over the steps of a conspiracy and I showed how all those different steps
had to be taken,
which then validated the conspiracy. Now it's not a conspiracy theory anymore, it's a conspiracy, right? That's why I said they conspired together with one consent.
Yeah. Right.
They're confederate
That's right.
against us, right?
Heavy.
They're trying to stop the prophecies from being fulfilled, changing times and laws, right? Now, where did I say
that
go?
That was Revelation 13. We just left Psalm 64.
Okay. Read Psalm 64 again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
And the heart is deep. And the heart is deep, right? Now get me the one where it says are they wiser than Daniel?
Yes, sir. Daniel.
That's the one I was thinking of initially. So they do a diligent search. We're thinking they're just excavating and stuff. They're searching these scriptures as best as they can. And they watch us to try to hear these prophecies, right? Remember, they had that little Infiltration, that Kestenbaum guy that went and spoke to Bishop and they never aired that, put that interview out or nothing.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. It's Ezekiel 28.
That's where it is. Ezekiel 28. Come on.
It really started 2.
28 and 2?
Yeah.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God.
Right. So see how they put themselves in
Right.
that position?
Right.
How do they say I am a God? By the mere fact that they think that they can change these prophecies, right?
Right.
That we're going to fight against God by putting these things. And in God's, you think God didn't foresee that?
Right.
He's like, look at it, look at it.
We just read in the beginning that he ordained the powers that be. He letting them do this because in them thinking that they're stopping it, they're moving it forward.
Right.
They're moving it forward. And I'm gonna show you just one thing that shows that they're moving it forward later. Go ahead, come on.
I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God.
Right. Though you think that you're going to be able to change these times and laws and that you're doing things and you're like, oh, snap, look at what we accomplishing, right? Your pomp that you think that you could change God's plan, right? Go ahead, come on.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Right. They're going to find it all out. They're going to find it all out. So it's not so much that they don't know anymore. They know. The thing is, they don't realize that they're actually moving for God. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
In the actions that they're going to take, they're actually going to set things up for these things to come true, right? For these things to come true. So I want to give you an example. We showed that the Arabs got to be united. That was what the Abraham Accords were for, right? And they're going to get united. And we showed that there has to be the nuke. And their whole thing is that they cannot have a nuke. They cannot have a nuke. No, before you get to that one, there might have been another Tucker one that spoke about the nukes. Hold on. Is that the one where he talks about the right of people to have a... Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. No, we're going to read this after. What else? There was something else that I saw. I'm hoping I sent it. When you... it's not in any of those things. Check. Hold on. Stop. Go back.
I ran without
Come on, bro. You're going too fast. Hold
the
on.
second one?
No, hold on. Nope, that's not it. Let me see this one here with the yellow border. What does that one say? I can't see it. That ain't it. Damn, man. I had something where it basically speak about like what's the issue with having nukes, right? And it goes back to what I was saying. But anyway, so I'm going to show you something. Let's start with that one, though, because there's a video in that one. Prophecy will be fulfilled even if regime change happens. Did you get the video or all you did was screenshot this? Okay. Read this first. So I'm going to show you that regardless, they don't realize what they're doing. So first I'm going to show you this, and then we'll show the other one. There was something else I was reading. Maybe it isn't that Tucker thing. We'll read it later. And it was saying... this whole thing of them policing the world from nukes, like, people are going to get it. But they have this thing, especially when it comes to certain countries, no, you can't have the uranium to do this, right? It's a threat, and it's a threat to the world. And mind you, you have to realize something. When they say to the world, they're talking about the world as it is today.
Right.
With them in charge, the status quo being fulfilled. They're talking about there. Just like we are the world without end. The Israelites. Yep. When they say the world, they're not talking about us.
At all.
They're talking about this present state of rulership that they have.
Yep.
This kingdom that they have now, right? So let's read this. Come on.
Al Jazeera anchor. Is there an off-ramp for Iran? Dr. Fode Izzadi proceeds to deliver the most savage, unfiltered indictment of the U.S. governor ever.
The U.S.
government ever broadcast on international TV.
Listen good to what he says about the United States. And think about, when you're listening, think about what I just laid the foundation for. They want to change prophecy.
Yep.
They diligently search. They put all their resources behind it. They have... See, we want gratification right away.
Right.
These guys... are playing the long game.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It started in the early 1800s with all the little steps with that class that I did that spoke about the conspiracy theories and how it led up to the Balfour Declaration, then getting in the land, and then getting the Palestinians out little by little with various wars and genocides that they've done against them, minimizing their population, right? Moving them out. Then all these various little things that they've done, they destabilize the region. They put Mossad agents everywhere. They have handlers. They have all types of intelligence going on. And then the Abraham Accords, like there's more little things in between, but now you got the Abraham Accords, and now you have this conflict in Iran that clearly nobody can articulate. But that stuff is coming out that said Trump did it because Israel said we're gonna do it, and he said, "Oh snap, we gotta go and support him." Because Amalek knows, and they got some stuff. But anyway, listen to what this guy says. Come on.
Do you see this going? Is there an off-ramp for Iran?
I think what will happen is that even if the United States is able to kill illegally Iranian leaders, the next generation of Iranians, the Iranians that did not see American atrocities in Iran before 1979, some Iranians that did not understand why their parents and grandparents were anti-American, those Iranians will take over. Now they understand why American government is an imperialist, vicious government, and a government that attacks other countries and kills little children.
Stop.
Oh boy,
he cooking.
So he says they want to get rid of the ones there that remember what they did.
Right.
When they nationalized the oil in Iran, they destabilized them. They supported a coup, right? They took the guy out, the Shah, the prince that was there, right? And then they put their own puppet leader in there. The rebellion that happened in 79 when the Khomeini, the Ayatollah, came into power was to take down the puppet government, much like I've spoken about what they've done in Latin America, right? Yeah. And they remember all the stuff that they did, the things and the bombings and the killing and the support of these things that they did.
Right.
And that generation is the one that's there now in charge of this regime. He said what's going to happen is the way that America's moving now, these people that couldn't understand why this segment of Iranians hated, right, America, that death to America phrase originated in Iran.
Yep.
He said, now they see. In the actions that they took to take out the ones that were that were trying to get nukes now, they're letting this younger generation see the monster that they really are.
Right.
The man of sin being revealed.
Yes.
Right.
Go ahead, play.
The Epstein class.
Go back a few. Whenever we stop, you got to go back a few.
Then they're fighting the Epstein class.
So stop. I'm sorry. He said that they bombed little children.
Right.
Bro, first they said it was Iran.
Right, that did it to themselves.
That did it to themselves,
Crazy
right?
word.
Trump is wild.
Then a picture came out because technology being what it be.
Yeah.
That showed a Tomahawk missile right before it hit the school.
Oh, shit.
And they said, that might be Iranians. But like, wait a second. The only ones who have Tomahawks are your allies that you sell them to.
Right.
Nobody has that technology.
Uh-oh.
It said, maybe it was Israel's Tomahawk. So now the reports are saying that it was the U.S. that bombed the school and killed all them little girls.
Oh.
Dang.
Here's the thing. That's not new. They've just been able to hide it before.
Yep.
They did those things in Latin America. They did it to Northern Kingdom in Latin America. They do it in Africa. Anywhere anybody tries to do anything to nationalize their resources and not move with them as the economic power and their say-so, they come in and they destabilize and they jack things up.
Right.
All right? Go ahead. Run it back a few.
And kills little children. Then they're fighting the Epstein class that either rape little girls or bomb little girls. This is the government that we are witnessing. We are going to fight back against that government, and they're going to ensure that the Islamic Republic of Iran will live many years after America destroys itself.
From within. Dang.
Notice he said after America destroys
itself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Right?
He said it without even knowing the scriptures.
Right. Now, check out what happened here. So click on this one. Yep. Read this.
Reports. Mr. Majtaba Khomeini decides to cancel all international agreements.
So this is the son of the Khomeini they just killed. He's the one that got elected, right? Now, look, they might take him out. I'm not saying him. That's why I played the other guy first, because he's saying there's a generation there that see it.
I was about to say, that's what we're reading right now.
Right. It might not necessarily be him, but look at just now the move that's being made. Right? Go ahead.
Agreements related to halting the nuclear program, considering the possession of nuclear weapons a sovereign right for Iran that is not subject to negotiation.
Now, here's the bomb. Go ahead.
They killed the one who was negotiating.
They killed the other Ayatollah that was willing to negotiate on some things. Go ahead, come on.
So the one who builds the bomb has arrived.
Wow. Wow. Can we get up? There we go. Claude, have mercy.
I think I said something to that effect. I don't know if it was Sabbath or when talking with y'all on the Sabbath. And I said, they trying to replace the leaders, but they don't know what they're going to put in their place.
Right.
And this why it might be, this is just a contraction. It might be longer, but Iran's not out of this. They really think that if they do regime change there, they've quelled the issue.
Right.
Because they're not in control.
If anything, they might put a regime in there that's going to play so nice that they'll build that nuke in secret,
right?
And nobody will know that they have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then rise up, play the whole game, sign the Abraham Accords with them, and all that stuff like that, right? And not even realize what's happening, right? And not even realize what's happening. Damn. What else we got? Let me see what else we got.
That's crazy work.
Yeah. So after we saw the video, he spoke about Iran and what they did prior to 1979. This has been what they've done all the time. Go ahead, show this one. "72 governments toppled. No, in no particular order: Iraq, Afghanistan, Honduras, Gaddafi, Syria, Egypt."
Look at all the years. This is like back to back.
Ukraine, they helped support a coup in Ukraine.
Dang.
Bolivia.
Damn, worse.
Venezuela. Iran. Same playbook every decade. Damn. The 72 governments toppled. That was only a handful. There was 10 that they showed out of 72. And it's always motivated by their interest.
Right.
By their interests are really driven by stopping these prophecies from coming to pass.
Man, I'm just thinking about how much the man of sin is being revealed, that much the more. Like, it's so evident. It's so clear.
Yeah, you could read that real quick, because that's basically what this guy said in this clip that we saw, this doctor, where, he said, "Is there offering for Iran?" And he gave him the business. He said, "No." He goes, "Because what you're going to see here is that the ones that couldn't understand and that want that American freedom, now they're seeing what America's really about." So rumor has it that the United States didn't want to bomb the oil fields in Iran. They did that just this past Saturday. And it's creating acid rains, creating an environmental event, right? Because the oil. So the people that they supposedly are telling to rise up and they wanted to freedom just got jacked up. It wasn't the U.S. They're saying it was Israel who did it, and that the U.S. was like, "Yo, what the f are you doing?"
Right.
We want to protect the oil first of all because we want the oil, and you're creating this appearance. And Iran's like, Israel's like, "Nah, we gotta."
Yeah,
we got.
It's over with. It's over, B.
That's crazy.
You either with us or you without us. What you go do?
Right. Read what I tell you to get.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Come on.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition."
Right, that son of perdition, he have to be revealed. Come on, read.
"Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God."
Look, so that means that he opposeth these prophecies. The Bible, they read clearly that the Bible says none of these shall fail and none shall want a mate. But they don't believe that because they oppose and exalt themselves above that. They're like, "Oh, that's what God says. We can manipulate things to try to do that." But they don't realize that in that manipulation, they're putting pieces in place that's going to open up the doorways more for this to happen. Right? Go ahead, come on.
"Or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Right, and part of that is how? With Amalek showing themselves that they're Israel, that they're the Israelis, right? They also do it in Christianity with the white image of Jesus Christ, and all the angels are white, and all the forefathers are white, right? So it's two. You can't forget that they put themselves with their allies as the Israelites, and in Christianity, they put them as white faces, right? As white faces. Come on, read.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
Right. And now you have those ages. This is what withholdeth. God withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And sometimes that revealing is to other nations that are going to play a key role. That they might be an ally today with the United States.
Right. Because they go walk away.
Right. Because it's not just the revealing to us. If you think about it, those of us that know.
We've been knowing.
Right.
But he needs to be revealed to the other nations that are going to, because the scripture says all his allies are going to turn against him.
They shall hate the whore.
They shall hate the whore.
And on a scale that they join together.
You started to see that last year with all the flux against Europe. And they all wilding out. They're like, well, yo, damn. And they're saying things like we can't rely on America anymore, the instability or whatever it is. And they're starting to realize that even if he gets out of office, he's changed something.
Right.
Something's different. They talk about, we don't get in politics like that. So you hear, he's changed the Republican Party and this and that. He's changed something.
Right.
And you're going to see that that's going to permeate. It's going to persevere. And if it's not with him, with his old demented ass,
right,
it's gonna be the next ones that come behind him.
That's
right,
probably more base.
You never know. You never know, right? Let's show this next video, right? And then I want Psalms 55. I went a little out of order of how I had the notes, but it's all right. And then I'm gonna run back and show you something. Hold on. Let me get to my notes. All right, go ahead.
Negotiated with the United States twice in the past 12 months, and in both cases, they attacked us in the middle of negotiation. And that has become a very bitter experience for us. We didn't ask for a ceasefire even last time. In previous time, it was Israel who asked for a ceasefire. They asked for an unconditional ceasefire after 12 days. And it was, Americans who contacted me and asking to stop the war. If they told me that Israel is ready to stop, its aggression. And they asked us that please you will stop as well. And we accepted last time. But this is not going to be repeated this time. It is not, like that. That's every year they attack us and they kill our people, they destroy places, and then ask for a ceasefire. No, this time is different. This time there should be, the end of war and hostility. We don't accept ceasefire unless, they accept their responsibility for the damages they have made to us, and then they guarantee that this scenario is not going to be repeated, in the future. And we don't see any reason why we should negotiate with the U.S. when we negotiated with them twice, and every time they attacked us at the middle of negotiations. So there is no request for a ceasefire by us, and there is no request for the negotiation with the U.S. From us. We have never sent any messages to them.
Wow. Right, because they're trying to put out that they're crying uncle.
Right.
Because to save face, it's the propaganda, popular persuasion, and all of that stuff, right? And they're starting to show that man of sin being revealed. Remember, I said sometimes it has to be to other nations. Let me get Isaiah 55 and start at 20. Because this is exactly what he said. He basically said, look, no, we're not going to talk to them no more. Every time we talk to them, we start talking, and then they freaking attack us. Right. That's like I tell you, but it's all right. Come on, man. Let's talk about this, right? And you and me here are talking there, right? Yeah. And I smack the shit out of you. Right?
But wait.
And you're like, wait a second. Why the hell you hit me? What the... Right?
We were negotiating.
And I'm like, oh, my bad. I couldn't control myself.
Yep.
I apologize.
Oh, you got Tourette's, huh?
I apologize. Come here. I shake you.
Right.
You give me your hand to shake, and I freaking smack you again. To smack the shit out of you, mother.
Oh, God.
That's what's happening. That's
Pardon
what's
my
happening.
language. It don't have the same force if I don't say that.
Right. He got to go through it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's basically what they've been doing to Iran.
Yes.
I mean, they do it to everybody, right?
Yep.
So now this is they're proving themselves over and over again, right? Same thing with they said, look, there's a new generation of Iranians that are seeing that these guys are full of crap. Right? Go ahead, come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
Hey, there was that movie Three Kings with George Clooney and Ice Cube about them trying to steal gold in Iraq. It's like from the 90s or 2000s or something like that. You remember that? There's a scene where they capture one of the guys and he's torturing them, and he basically tells them how full of crap the U.S. is. Yeah, you want to liberate us, but look at all the innocents that you killed. It's BS. You're telling us, like, basically in that moment, like, he knew, like, even what him as a soldier, he didn't believe in them anymore either. Maybe just think about it, right? I think he's like making him drink oil in that scene or something like that. Will it get cut if we show it? No? Damn. I think that's it. Hold on. Let me see. Because I'm reading the words at the bottom. It's real good. There's a point where he tells him something, where he gets on him. He's torturing him.
Electrocuting.
Oh, I thought I saw the words. I got to see the words. The words were up at one point. And he was saying something to him.
Offstage acting scenes. Is that it?
Dang, that thing's still on.
Hold on. I'm trying to read the words and see what he says. See if we're going to use it. All right. Scroll back. Do the beginning and then jump past where he tortures him so we could save time. Go ahead.
This is illegal, you know. The war is over.
That's why you are illegal, man. You broke the ceasefire, and I think maybe even you steal the gold. So nobody know where you are, all right? Your army don't know. I'm gonna send you to Baghdad for a long time. Nobody found you. Do they care, buddy?
Does who care?
Do your army care about the children in Iraq? Do they come back to help?
No, they're not coming.
So you see the BS because they destabilized Iraq and then the whole thing fell apart. They created a vacuum and Iraq was jacked up, right? Go ahead, come on. All right, so you can jump ahead. He's gonna I think he's doing some electric torture to him. All right, go ahead, come on. Pass it. Get to the dialogue. No, I think you went past it. Stop.
Does it hurt? Ask your question, man. Does it hurt?
Yes, it hurts.
You burned my family. Do you know that?
He said you burned my family.
You blow up my home, the Wall Street. My wife is crushed by a big fucking block of concrete. She lose her legs. Dog legs cut off now.
That's horrible.
What?
I said that's horrible.
Oh my God, buddy, I didn't even tell you the horrible part yet. My son was killed in his bed. He is 1 year old. He is sleeping with his toy when the bomb come.
I have a daughter.
Very nice for you, bro. She's safe in Arizona
snap,
without
it's
the
me.
bomb, the concrete,
He's
and all
safe in
this
Arizona.
shit.
I'm not from Arizona.
How old is she?
1 month old.
What's her name?
Crystal.
What made you decide to tell me about Crystal, my man?
Oh, because we're both fathers.
I'm not father no more. Do you remember?
Yeah.
My son is dead now. Can you think how it feel inside your heart if I bomb your daughter?
Worse than death.
That's right. Worse than death.
That's what they're experiencing and that's what they're seeing. And that's what all of them have seen. They're talking about their innocence or whatever. What did you want to say?
I got a precept that goes just with that exactly. Because you see how he was talking about his daughter, trying to get some sympathy? Look at what the scriptures say about these people specifically, the Arabians and the Medes. Isaiah 13 and verse 16, it says here, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall have no delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Yep. Because they're going to be stirred up in their spirit by the acts that they're doing.
Because that's what they're doing to them.
Right, because that's what they're doing to them, right? So you had the doctor that said this new generation of Iranians is going to see this. You had the president say, but bro, he said that 2 times we negotiated with them and 2 times they freaking fight with us. So now we're going to cease fire so that we can stop and then they're going to freaking hit us again.
Right.
Psalms 55 and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Oh, ceasefire, ceasefire. Let's talk about this. Go ahead, come on. And then he smacks the shit. Go ahead, come on.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Come on.
His words were softer than oil, yet were drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. So they seeing that now. They said it out of their own mouths, right? Yep. And now a lot of people are starting to see that. So there's things moving forward, right? There's a pace that these things are moving forward at, right? And here's the interesting thing. This thing has always tried to be that way, right? So if you think about it, hold on. These world powers always try to change these things, right? I'm going to show you an example. Let's get Exodus 1 and 15. Pharaoh found out about the prophecy of the Israelites, and what did he do?
Try to
he tried to cut that.
Kill the firstborn.
Yeah,
he killed all the firstborn males.
Yep.
Right? Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Come on.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife.
Remember what I said, that America, there's a same spirit through all these world empires.
Right.
And they all move in the same way, right? When they find out about prophecy, they try to stop the prophecy.
Right.
And what they don't realize is they set up things that actually destroys them.
Put it in motion.
Because if Pharaoh never tried to do what he did, what we're going to read right now, Moses would have been raised with his mama and not be in a position to do what he did
with
that we read
plagues,
in the history.
With all the plagues.
All right? No bombs, nothing. These guys are there
Crazy.
salivating or something over what's... I don't know if you're waiting for pizza. Are they doing pizza with flyers on next door? Is that what you... I thought I normally don't call for my own bombs, but I thought I made a pretty salient point there.
that was on point.
Salient. I like
Read.
that.
Come on. Well, you know, the nuance and the saliency.
That's the word for next week. Salient.
Come on. 1 and 15.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shipra, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children of life. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives, and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive?
Right. Now, then they go on and they say what they said, right? So jump down. Come on.
You want verse 19?
No. I don't want to finish that. I'm just jumping around. Okay. Jump down to 22.
Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Right, because he knew that Israel was growing and being magnified, right? And he said, oh, snap.
They might join with our enemies.
He said they might join with our enemies.
Right.
If it's still the same pattern of we got to try to change what's going on there.
Right.
And by that action that the Lord put in his heart, remember it says God rules in the kingdom of men.
Yeah.
Moses found his way into the house of Egypt.
Right.
If that was not going on, she would have not sent her son. She would not give him up. She would not give him up, right?
Man's goings of the Lord.
Right. So he tried to kill all of them, right? They try to stop the future threats, right? Before they materialize. Let's get Matthew 2. Let's get Matthew 2.
Wow, have mercy.
Same thing happened with Christ. And this one, he had heard the prophecy. 2, and let's start at 16. Let's just get to it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
Wow.
And in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
They try to change times. They try to change times. He heard this, right? And he said, we going to change this thing up. We going to change this thing up. What, you wanted to read something else? Oh, you look like you ready.
No, I'm ready. Where we?
You look like you ready. No, I just wanted to put that forth, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And then what happened? It fulfilled the prophecy
of Christ.
Christ saying out of Egypt.
Out of Egypt.
Right?
Right.
Because of what happened there, right? So, okay, they were ready now.
Right.
Verse 17.
Go ahead, come on.
Verse 17. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy, the prophet, saying,
Jeremiah, go ahead, come on.
In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not.
Right.
And you know what this reminds me of, Deke? That verse in 16, look how specific he was. He went to Bethlehem, 2 years old and under. Then it says he diligently inquired of the wise men. Remember that point you made earlier. Why wasn't they focused on North Korea as far as their nukes?
Because
and their creation of that?
they're not the ones.
Because they ain't the one. Look how Herod, in the same spirit as Egypt, and the same spirit that Esau has now, very, very, very strategically, he said, nope, we got to go to Bethlehem. He got to be 2 years and older, and we have to diligently search, just like they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Dang it.
Yep. Let's get Genesis 11 and 4.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven.
Right. Come on.
And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So, these were the powers, right? And they tried to do? They wanted to control their own destiny, right? They wanted to kind of, let us go make us a name and let's reach up to heaven, right? Yeah. What do you think? What were their intentions trying to go up to heaven?
To take over.
Like God.
They want to be like God.
Yeah.
That spirit was always in these other nations to roll that way and move in that spirit.
Which is why they hate us.
Wow.
Yes, which is why they hate us, right?
Because this is Nimrod's kingdom, right? Is this Nimrod?
Yes.
Babylon.
Babylon.
Yep.
Same spirit.
Right.
I have read this chapter in a long time.
Remember, it's called the Tower of Babel, right?
Wow.
So they try to control their own future and their own destiny, right? But here's what's happening, right? I want to show you something. A lot of times we bring this out. I'm going to tell you how events have moved forward. Let's get 1 Thessalonians 5. Remember all the points that I made, that I said that they did the Abraham Accords. They're trying to nullify Iran. And I'm going to tell you something. It's going to calm down. They're not going to be there forever and stuff like that. It's going to calm down.
Yep.
This is the labor pain, right? Read 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Right. So a lot of times I think we get confused with the southern, and then it says as travail with a woman with child, right? Remember I said that in their actions to try to stop it, they're actually moving something forth. They're trying to create peace amongst the Arabs, and they're trying to get Iran on board with that peace.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you something. When that goal is met, and it will be met after however this conflict is and however it's wrong,
Right.
for us, we know that that's a major escalation.
Ooh, right.
That was a major contraction that just passed.
Man.
Right.
So it might
Damn.
seem to us, well, they stopped their enrichment program. They got new leadership in. You might see a little something going on over there that seems peaceful,
Yep.
right? Because I don't know. I feel like sometimes I would read this back in the day and I'd be like, oh, we're going to say, because some people say, well, they're saying there's world peace now, where they're saying there's this and that. it's specific to that region because that's where it's going to pop off.
Now that we understand with the precepts,
right,
the prophecies,
right. It's not going to be a world peace because Christ said you're going to hear wars and rumors of war, kingdoms against each other. It's specific to what's going on there. So if they get if they get everybody over there on board with those Abraham Accords or something of the like, or they pacify the Iranians for a season with everything else that we saw together, that peace and safety is not that peace and safety, right? They're thinking that they're going to have peace treaties signed and regional security. They're going to normalize economic relations and stuff like that, right? That moment of stability actually precedes.
Yeah, somebody plotting.
Right.
Right. It's plotting. That's exactly what's happening. And that's actually going to be preceding the bigger things that are going to come out from that, right? The bigger things that are going to come out for that. And that's why we have to realize that we don't place our hope in any type of political stability or none of that because it don't work, right? We're supposed to be like pilgrims on the earth. Let's get 2 Ezra 16 and 37. Damn, I gotta see. There's another segment I wanted to go over. It's not even Cuba yet. I don't even think I'm gonna get to Cuba. I might get into this other piece. This is why the scripture says we gotta be like pilgrims on the earth, right?
You want to start at where?
Start at 37.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
Right. So what's the plagues that he's talking about? He speaks about wars. He speaks about tumults, right?
Verse 34.
Hold on. I don't know if I want that. There was another verse I'm thinking of. Go to 15 and 14.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14.
And there's more verses we could go to, but I'm trying to keep it here. Go ahead. Come on.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Come on.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and the swords in their hands.
Come on.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And they shall not regard their king nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. So the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Whatever they're able to do, you're going to see it come to fruition. But remember who's rules in the kingdom of men, right? That's the Lord allowing things to happen to move stuff forward, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Come on.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So stop. That's just some idea of the plagues. And then where's the one in Wisdom of Solomon? Is it 14? Where it talks about that the great war of ignorance that they call peace.
Yes, sir. The book of Wisdom of Solomon.
Start at 21.
Chapter 14 and verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And this was an occasion to deceive the world. For men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name.
Come on.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Remember, it's not enough for these powers that are trying to change the times and change the prophecies, right? But that we err in just the laws, right? There has to be more. Remember, I said there's a lot of confusion. There's a whole bunch of stuff you see going on. Go ahead, come on.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
In the great war of ignorance, right? That's the confusion. That's the censorship. No, did they get attacked? Did they not? Did this one kill? Did they not kill the kids? Go ahead, come on.
Those so great plagues called they peace.
Those so great plagues they called peace. Remember, when it says then they say peace and safety, that's when we're going to know that something really popped off.
In verse 21, too, the ascribing to stones and stocks goes back to the Abrahamic Accord.
Yes. Yep.
So it all ties together.
All of it ties together, right? All of it ties together, right? So now, 2 Ezra 16 and 37 again. Come on.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. Within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Come on.
And the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
And you know, a lot of times we talk, and he goes on and he explains what it means.
Right.
It means we got to be ready. I'm just gonna quote the movie Heat. Don't be attached to nothing here that you can't leave in 30 seconds flat. Right? Meaning we got to be ready when those things happen.
Right.
Don't be moved, disturbed by the type of things that you see happening in the earth. Be moved in spirit and power, right? And in the peace of God and might that God's will is being fulfilled in the earth. Right. But don't be nervous. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? I know that you might have some trepidation when you look at things and be like, damn, this is kind of crazy, all the stuff that's going on, right?
Right.
What does Christ say? Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof, right?
Sir.
Why you all worried about this? There's enough evil every day in this earth, right? This polluted place to be worried to that extent.
Right.
We just need to focus on what we need to focus on, right? So don't be powers rise, powers fall.
Right.
It's contractions that happen throughout, right? It's contractions that happen throughout. Now there was one more thing with Tucker that I didn't read. I think, right? Did we read it? The second one. Let's read that. Let's read that. And then I might go into one more thing.
At the top?
Start at the top. Is that the very top?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
go ahead. Come on.
If you're a bystander to a war and happen to get caught up in it, like the Gulf states are right now, no one is going to protect you. These security guarantees, formal and informal, are not real. Downtown Dubai can still get destroyed and your economy destroyed for a generation. Because who's going to stop it?
Right. So when he talks about security guarantees, I first looked it up when the Ukrainian president came to the White House and Trump embarrassed them on TV when they started arguing on freaking TV. And he was trying to say he don't want peace. He goes, no, I want guarantees, right? And he was like basically saying like that's the reason I'm not ready. Like I need guarantee, and the guarantee is that basically. Either joining NATO,
right,
and then that means if he gets attacked, that's attacked on all the NATO countries, and that means so that's like joining the Rifts,
right?
You remember the Warriors?
Yeah.
The Rifts was the big Judah gang,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right, they were the biggest gang, right?
Right.
That's like joining the Rifts, right? If you with the Rifts,
You good.
right? You good. You in there because they got mad members and mad pull, right?
Right.
So if you're gonna join, right, you're not gonna join some little side gang, like the orphans.
Right.
You know what they gonna do?
It's been a minute since I've seen the Warriors.
It's been playing on. It was playing on Samsung TV for a few weeks, so I was catching it here and there.
Yeah.
You know they had a video game too on PlayStation years back.
Yeah.
It was fun as hell too. It's like playing through the movie. You had to fight the gangs and everything. The thing was dope.
I never played the game.
Nah, the game was dope too. The movie's classic, bro. The movie's classic. Anyway, security guarantees is that you're saying if they attack you, it's like they attacking us, right? But he's saying that a lot of times even that doesn't mean anything. Go ahead, come on.
You're on your own. So countries that feel they're sincerely on their own have every incentive to have the most effective deterrence possible.
This was the one that I spoke about with the nuclear bomb. So this was it. So he says, so look, a lot of countries realize that they're on their own. So he says, if you think about it logically, if you're a country, you have every incentive to have the most effective deterrent possible, right? Which is going to be the nukes. Go ahead, come on.
And that would, at this point, be nuclear weapons.
Come on.
So you're going to see a lot more nuclear-armed states in the next few years without question.
Right. So he says you're going to see more nuclear-armed states. They're not going to be able to stop all of them. Right. Go ahead, come on.
So if the point of this was to preserve the status quo on nukes, it had the opposite effect.
The opposite effect.
right.
Remember I said you
Yeah.
can't do anything
Right.
against the
Yeah.
truth
Yeah.
before it, right?
They're
So he's
perpetuating.
saying they think that they're trying to stop and change times and laws.
Right.
But he says, if anything, this is going to have the opposite effect. Go ahead, come on.
But the point of this was not to preserve the status quo at all. It was to overturn the status quo, to usher in a new age.
Right. He's not saying that was the U.S.'s point. He's saying, but this is what's going to happen. This is a new age.
Damn.
Go ahead, come on.
That's the point of this war. This is a pivot in history.
Yeah, right. More than he know. He don't even know the prophecy like that, this dude.
Right.
That's crazy work.
This is why I say this is for us to watch and not sleep as others do. This is a big contraction. I'm not saying that it's something that we should disregard. There's a lot moving and a lot happening right now. And this is God showing that he rules in the kingdom of men. Right? Go ahead, come on.
And a lot of the people supporting it know that. Now, they're really in two groups. One are people motivated by religious impulse that would include some Israelis, some religious Jews.
The religious impulse is what we read. They know this prophecy.
Right.
And they're trying to stop it. Go ahead, right? There's some that's that. Go ahead, come on.
Not all, but some. And that would include some Christians, Christian Zionists, and both groups believe that they're helping to accelerate the end of history.
Listen, and they think that they're calling God to come.
Right.
Right.
But they're calling God to come.
Right.
Right.
Read what he's saying. Bro, I think Tucker be looking at us a little bit.
Right.
Because people can't say this word doesn't have power and doesn't exist if it doesn't flow through us.
Right.
Remember how you read in Peter's how it says it was delivered by a holy man of God, right?
Yeah.
Prophets always had to be in the earth for the word to be activated and powerful, right? So this thing always had to be there in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
And word gets out, whether they heard it secondhand or third hand or somebody. I'm not saying they pushing the doctrine, but there's some people that watch just to get the prophetic breakdown.
It doesn't go out void.
No.
And it always makes me think of Hebrews 11:3.
We got to do something about that. I think even when I was doing Sabbath class, there was a fly bothering me.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, we got to get a trap for them or something. Anyway, go ahead. Go back. Read this. And that would include some Christians. Start from there.
And both groups...
there you go. That's where you at. Go ahead.
And both groups believe that they're helping to accelerate the end of history.
Come on.
Armageddon, the end of time. And the return of the Messiah.
They are, but not in the way that they think.
Right.
Go ahead. Come on.
You know, however you want to describe it. But both groups believe that history is linear. It began in one place and arrives at another with the return of God to earth. And then history ends and we are redeemed or damned, depending. So that's the basic idea.
The thing is, he doesn't know what the depending is.
Right.
He thinks that as a white man, that he has salvation in a white Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
Some will be damned and some will be redeemed. Right?
That's
Go
right.
ahead. But look at how he drops the whole redeem.
Right.
To be redeemed, right, means that you were once chosen.
Right.
And you're being chosen again. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
And both of these groups seem under the impression that they can force God's hand, that they can bring this about through an act of will or violence, which is to say, both groups believe on some level that they are God, which they are not.
But we just read that about how he sits and sees himself as God. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
They're not in charge of history, and you can't force God's hand. He's in charge. You are not.
We spoke about that in the beginning of the show. Go ahead. Come on.
But both groups have lost sight of that. So that's their motive. And then there are secular boosters of the war, promoters of the war, planners of the war. And their vision, while not strictly speaking religious, is not really so different. They would like to usher in rule by technology, whether that's mass surveillance, whether it's transhumanism, the merging of man and machine, but the rule of the earth by technology. And there are a lot of people who want this, and a lot of people who think it's inevitable. And this is the moment where that age of history begins with this war.
That's why I said this is significant. Even if ground troops don't wind up going in there and it's just a war of like the missiles and the air, this is not a small thing. Something major has moved forward here. Go ahead, come on.
So again, this is not a war that is confined to the region. This is not a war between the United States and Israel and Iran. This is not a war designed to prevent a rogue state from getting nukes. It was never that. This is a war designed to usher in a new age of man.
Esau is the ending and Jacob is that what come after.
A new period in history, a new world.
A whole new world.
More than you know, Tucker.
Right.
Go ahead, come on.
And so wars like that are fundamentally theological in nature.
But we know everything that happens in earth, all of it is theological in nature.
Right.
Go ahead, come on.
That's theology. Whether it's secular or religious, it's still theology. These are the articles of faith. This is an
eschatology.
Eschatology.
Let's look it up because that goes into Christianity and all their other stuff like seminary school and theology. All right, go ahead.
Eschatology is the branch of theology concerned with the final destiny of humanity and the cosmos, often called the study of last things.
The study of last things. The study of last things. Yes, it's prophecy. Go ahead, go back. That's their frame word. That's their academic word. Right. They'll use a lot of words like this, their vernacular, to try to make you seem like you don't know. Right. So whenever you hear eschatology, it's talking about the fate of man in the end times. Yep. Go ahead. Come on.
This is an eschatology, and wars like that aren't resolved quickly because we're talking not just about disarming a madman. We're talking about changing the nature of life on this planet forever.
Ooh, wee.
A refreshing.
Man.
Forever is
A
crazy.
refreshing.
A refreshing, a Christ baptism.
Right.
By
Right.
fire.
With fire, yep.
By fire.
That's it.
By fire. And he said that they're trying to usher it in, and I said he doesn't. They don't realize, they think it's for their salvation. But what you're going to see is one of my favorite scriptures, Wisdom of Solomon 5. When that time does come, when that final contraction and it's time to conceive comes,
come on,
they're gonna be waiting, thinking that this is it.
Right.
And then everybody's gonna see him.
Then everybody's gonna see. Come on, read.
Starting at 1.
Start at 1.
The Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Now this is going into the Israelites that didn't repent,
right?
And they all laughed and scoffed at us,
Right.
and for all those heathen that said we was crazy. Go ahead, come on.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for.
Right, because they're looking for a white Jesus and the white angels with rosy
Harps
cheeks and
and all
blush
kinda
and harps
crazy,
and all this other stuff like that. When they see Christ and the angels on what they call UFOs,
right?
All right,
Nobody, buddy.
Black,
Black
woolly hair, all right, and they see them. They see who we've been teaching for years, who are the Israelites being redeemed. They're gonna lose their damn mind. Come on, keep reading.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish
This
of
is
spirit.
the part for anguish. They gonna
feel it.
They go be like, oh my God.
That's a cry. That's a scream. That's an anguish that
your whole
can't put it in words.
Your whole existence is obliterated.
They still try to cry
it's
for white
obliterated.
Yes. Go ahead. Come on.
Shall say within themselves, this was he, whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
Right. Because, and who is that? Who else is that going to be?
Yeah, that's us.
That's us. Go ahead. Come on.
We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor.
Come on.
How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints?
They're going to be like, how?
We laughed at these black Negroes, and now this black Negroes coming out the sky.
Coming out the sky. Coming out the sky. Woo wee. Now, I could end it there, but I'm gonna give just a little more. I'm gonna try to see if I can get through this real quick.
Come on.
Here's the other thing that I was kind of wilding about, right? Let's get Ecclesiastes 7:29. And then I want you to look up the Shahed drone. Shahed drone. And there's more advanced drones, but go ahead. That's it. Shahed. There you go. And there should have been something with AI when you did that. I want to see if there's any pictures of it. Nope. Keep going. I don't know. When I put it in,
images?
it came out. Yeah, when I did the search, it came out different. Let me see something.
This it right here?
You can do the images. That's fine. You can do the images, and then I'll just sum it up. We don't need to read the whole thing, but read Ecclesiastes 7:29 first.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
Right. It says they have sought out many inventions. They have sought out many inventions. Right. Genesis 11 and 6. Genesis 11 and 6. Because this thing to me is wild.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Which they have imagined to do. So I'm looking at this, and they're saying, Iran is wreaking havoc with these drones.
Swarms.
And they're saying, no, it's not even swarms. It's just, it's hard to counteract them because like they move slower than what so all the defense systems they have are against other missiles.
Right.
These drones they fly at 115 miles per hour. When we did the AI, when I had did the search and the AI overview, it showed the speed, and they said that's relatively slow compared to missiles and stuff. And what happens is, it's not saying that missiles are ineffective against it, but it's saying that it basically changes the whole dynamics of warfare, because these things are either controlled with cameras on the front, like you control a camera drone, or keep the picture up. Keep the picture up of it. Why do you have me on the freaking screen? I'm trying to show a visual. You guys have real bad timing with content versus my face. I'm talking about something. I'm trying to get people to look at it like, I don't know. Maybe to me it would be common to let them get sucked into what I'm describing.
Right.
And they're showing my face. I'm not a drone.
Or a clone.
I hate Tyrone. And they're saying these things only cost $15,000 to produce.
Oh wow, so it's cost effective.
But the missiles are like millions of dollars each missile that they use to shoot it down.
Right. Oh, have mercy.
So it's like it's changed the whole, and it don't cost no manpower or nothing.
Right.
And they're harder to kind of deal with.
Right.
So they're not as destructive in a broad sense as a missile might be.
They're running through them pipes.
But when they hit, and that's a little warhead in front of it.
Right.
That's crazy work.
So I'm thinking of like, yo, talk about how things have changed in like warfare.
Right.
It's kind of wild, right? It's kind of wild. So I'm thinking like, damn, all this different warfare and all this different stuff got me thinking, like, you read about some of this stuff and how the dynamic of war was going to change in the scriptures as well. Let me see if this verse is where I want to go right now. You keep showing the pictures of it there, right? And they're saying like it's hurting them economically on how they're setting this thing up, right? Let's get Psalm 140 and 1. Still goes with the imaginations, the inventions, right? Look, there's a Wall Street. Click on the one where it says WSJ. We're probably not going to get the whole article. Every nation wants to copy Iran's. Yep, click it. Just click it. It'll at least give us the beginning. Read that real quick. Bro, it's so wild to me.
I haven't heard of it.
Bro, my mind is like blown. I just read something today that they said that they got intel that Iran was going to try to send a ship through the Pacific and attack California with these drones.
Jesus.
The coast. I did read that. I didn't know that this is what it was referring to.
Right. Go ahead. So read this headline.
Every nation wants to copy Iran's deadly Shahed drone. Militaries around the world are seeking low-cost, easy-to-make ways to exhaust an enemy's air defense.
And apparently a lot of what Ukraine and Russia been doing with each other was drones.
Right.
Last year, there was supposedly some attack that they did, that they destroyed like a whole air fleet or something of theirs with a swarm of drones.
Dang. No casualties. You don't have to worry about men dying.
No men dying, nothing like that, right? Dang. Scroll. Does it say anything else? You can read at least the beginning. Yeah, usually you got to subscribe. Go ahead.
Iran's infamous Shahed drones have been used to devastating effect by Russia.
So Russia was using Iran's drone. They help each other, right? Go ahead, come on.
To strike Ukraine. Now the U.S. and its allies are racing to develop copycat versions of the low-cost, long-range
weapon. The most powerful military in the earth looking to try to do this. And here's the other thing. If you think Iran is dumb and they're like some podunk country,
right?
And I think a lot of people who have that American mentality do.
Yep.
You're up for a rude awakening with this, because they holding their own with these drones, and they doing some damage. And here's the other thing: it's not just that; they're also highly intelligent at hacking and stuff. So they're not. I think there's perception, because this is the pomp that comes with being American.
Yeah.
That, oh, well, we just got the strongest army and the strongest thing, and there's no way that people could cause damage.
Right.
They might not win a full-scale war, but they can cause damage.
Right.
And they're intelligent enough to come up with something that the U.S. wants to copy now.
Right.
And here's the other thing. I was reading something about the numbers, and they were saying that, and I never knew this, when you look at it strategically, if they were to try to do a ground invasion in Iran. First of all, how massive and mountainous it is.
Hammer.
And it's a country of 92 million people. And then you would have to police it so that sympathizers of the old regime don't try to take it back.
Right.
Because if you turn it over and then you don't police it,
Yep.
you leave a vacuum of power.
Like Iraq.
Right? Like Iraq. And a lot of others. They said the ratios that they have to support and police 92 million people, that you would need, I think, at least 25 soldiers for every 1,000 citizens. And then the multiplier of 92 million, maybe my math's a little off, I'm trying to remember what I read. You would need 1,800,000 soldiers to occupy Iran to do it effectively.
Almost the whole military.
Bruh.
So they sleeping on the Medes,
Bruh.
basically.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
They're sleeping on the Medes, bro.
These are trained men. How are you going to train them?
Bro. So I said, this thing is crazy. Like you think people think wars just come in and take them, knock them down, and that's it.
Right.
It's different now. It's different, right? Did we read Psalms 140?
Not yet.
Read Psalms 140 and 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagineth mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
Continually. All they do is commiserate about war, starting with America and all these nations, right? Everything is that they gather together about war, right? And it says they imagine mischiefs in their hearts. Things like unmanned drones and all types of crazy warfare. It's wild, bro. I was just like, damn, this is crazy. I was like, this is crazy. Let me get Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54, and let's read 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16.
Come on.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Right. So all of that means God is planting this stuff in their heads.
Right.
But it's in their spirit to do it, right?
Right.
It's the Most High, right? Remember how we read how it says that I'll go and I'll be a lion spirit and I'll do this?
Yep.
He sends a spirit to them and they say, I'm going to make this thing.
That Oppenheimer.
And it's going to be mad cheap. And for every $1 million missile that they make, I can make 100 of these.
Damn.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're not even going to sacrifice manpower. It's
Right.
not going to
Nobody's
cost
gonna
us much.
die, right.
We can make them fast and cheap. And they they went in with so much pomp and their chest up and head held high that they were going to dominate. And they have in certain respects. And then Iran said, you know what? Well, I'm going to do something they're not going to suspect. I'm going to attack the other Arab nations.
Dang.
Because that's going to mess up the money.
Right.
Right.
One of the what do they call it? The guard, the Iranian
The IRGC.
GC. But I forgot what it means.
Iranian Republican Guard.
It's the
something.
one. Iraq had one too, where it's supposed to be like the Revolutionary Guard.
Revolutionary Guard.
Iraq had one too. They and it was supposed to be like the elite or whatever. So you have the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, and one of them put out a message, and they said, "Y'all gonna see when oil's 200 a barrel, then y'all gonna listen."
Dang.
And that's why they're striking. Like they knew that they weren't gonna go toe to toe.
Right.
So they're sending a little damage to Israel, and they're striking and they're trying to shut down oil and all this stuff. Look at how it went up to like 100 something
Right.
in a few
Raising
days
costs.
over this stuff.
Yep.
And they said when the oil so their strategy is to just jack up the economy,
Hit them in their
Right.
pockets.
so that the whole world like jumps
Gotta
in on
feel
it.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So like I said, they're not dumb.
Man.
You think that they're dumb because maybe their society's not as technologically
Right.
advanced. They don't have the comforts that we have and things like that. Like these are not dumb people.
It's like
right?
a David and Goliath fight.
Bro, you forget that these are the descendants of the Persians and Medes that ruled the earth at one time.
Right.
Yeah, I was just looking that up.
Right? Like
I was just looking that up.
war and strategies in their heart
Yes.
to
Right.
do that thing,
Thank
right? Go ahead. So read this. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter
Talk
50.
about imaginations and stuff like that. So it runs the gamut from things as destructive as nuclear
ICBMs.
weapons,
Yep.
right, and ICBMs
To
to
the
even
drones.
something like with the drones, right? Go ahead, come on.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
And I've created the waster to destroy, right? I've created the waster, right? You could highlight that. This was one of the statements that they said. Come on.
You will not be able to artificially lower the price of oil.
Come on.
Expect oil at $200 per barrel. The spokesperson said in a statement,
Come on.
The price of oil depends on regional security, and you are the main source of insecurity in the region.
America and Israel is the main source of insecurity in the region. The main source of insecurity in the region. Now, watch this. Remember I said, like, it's crazy because the scripture talks about how warfare would change. Let me get, is it Isaiah 9:5? I think I want.
Oh, yeah. Battle of the Warrior.
That's it.
Start at 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. So why is this so significantly different? Think about it. It says ancient warfare. It's talking about ancient warfare is with confused noise. That's swords. That's the soldiers shouting. Like that's close.
Screaming,
Shields, spears, physical fighting, right? Physical fighting going, right? And it says, in garments rolled in blood. Because why? It's intimate.
Right.
You're close, right? Blood is splattering. You've seen the war movies and the epics and stuff like that, right? Meaning that they were physically fighting at close range, right? But it said, but this one.
You can be great at Call of Duty.
It said, right. It says, but this one shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Letting you know, like, the technology shift. And what's wild is I always think of this and I go, my gosh, the prophets, when they saw this stuff, having no frame of reference for it.
They had to be like, what in the world?
Do you understand what I mean?
But
Like,
to put it in words.
Maybe a lot of people don't understand having no frame of reference.
Right.
We can look at this imagery now today and understand it and say, this is what it is.
Right. Missile, drone.
They had nothing to compare it to except what they had from that time.
Right.
So they had to compare these things to what they thought.
Right.
And he said, all I saw was burning and fuel of fire.
Right.
That's what you see after bombs and missiles and things like that pop
Oil
off.
fields and stuff,
Right. Yeah. They had no idea that this is what it was. So they had to call it what they could. They had to call it what they could, right? Let me get 2nd Ezra's. Hold on. Start at 15 and 1.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Read.
Fear not the imaginations against thee.
Right, and that's kind of what they saw. So that's why they used imaginations and inventions and words like that. Because it was things that had not been seen yet, right? Go ahead, come on.
Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Come on.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right, for all of them will die in their unfaithfulness. But read the next verse. Go ahead, come on.
Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
I will bring plague. Remember we read earlier about the plagues, right? Go ahead, come on.
The sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Death and destruction. Come on.
For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Remember we read in Psalms 140 that they're continually meeting to come up with devices of war. Go ahead, come on.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Their hurtful works are fulfilled. But it won't touch us. Remember, I said we got to find our peace in that, right? Though at the last, it's not going to affect. And not to mean that some of us might not die. There might not be some things that happen. But at the last, and then we know that, Lord's will, you finish that fight and you finished your course.
Right.
That we gonna be able to rise again.
Coming back.
Right. We coming back.
Superheroes. Black
to
Panther.
look at and deal with that. Bro, let me give you another example, right? Damn, let me see. Let me see. Hold on. There was another one I wanted to go into. Am I going to bring this one out? Remember, I'm talking about how like the shift with war and how the prophets saw it. So I'm seeing all these things.
Right.
And I'm like in awe of like something like this drone and the weapons that they use.
right.
And I'm just thinking in the scriptures how there's various verses where they spoke about these things. And we're living in those times now, bro.
So we understand it.
Do you know how heavy that is?
Yeah,
It's very heavy.
Right.
And we can see it.
Yes, Deke. Look, when you jump down to verse 41, look at how Ezra makes reference to the missiles. So he says here, fire and hail and flying swords, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. But you see, Adik, how he mentions flying swords?
Yep. Hey, right. Flying swords, right? This showing like the missiles,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let me show you another one. 2nd Ezra 16, start at 12.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 12.
Come on.
The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof.
Come on.
The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep.
Come on.
And the waves of it are troubled.
Bro, to me, I'm thinking the navies, the
Right.
submarines,
Yeah.
the missiles that
Coming
come up
out
from
of
the
the sub-
that they
right.
launch them out of the subs and things like that, right? Go ahead, come on.
And the fishes thereof also.
Come on.
Before the Lord.
And the earthquake of why? Because these things blow up and it creates
Right.
all this debris and
Right.
everything like that. Go ahead, come on.
And before the glory of his power.
Read.
For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
Come on.
And shall not miss.
And shall not miss. Why? Laser guided, precision munitions, right? They
Right.
got the drones that drop the missiles and stuff like that. Go ahead, come on.
When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
You know how it's not a regular. Can arrows be shot from one side of the earth to the other? He says when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Right.
That's how you know.
That's how you
He's
know
going
he's not
crazy.
talking about
He's
some
going crazy.
arrow.
Right.
Right, now he gonna be on one side of the earth. He's talking about ICBMs, right?
Don't they say it takes like only like 15, 20 minutes to travel?
15 to 30 minutes, I think, to
Right.
travel anywhere in the earth.
Crazy.
With one of these missiles and hit with precision accuracy.
Don't miss.
That don't miss. That's why you know that tomahawk that hit that girl's school was not some accident. It don't miss. It don't miss. Keep reading. Keep reading.
Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent.
It refers to them as plagues again. Come on.
And shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Right, until they come upon the earth. Why?
So they go up and they come down.
Yes.
Right.
You can't they like you can't stop it to
they
make
go-
it come
midair,
down.
just
They go out of
deactivate.
No,
atmosphere.
right.
It's
So
going.
it's talking about
Yeah.
the missile
Right,
that come down.
right,
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 It's
right.
talking about the missile that come down. Come on, read.
Verse 15, the fire is kindled.
Right. So see what he's saying is not a regular missile.
He's showing you an account of something get blown the hell up.
Yes. Right. Look. Right. Well, I'm hoping you're putting the visuals on the screen for these things. Okay. Go ahead. Come on.
The fire is kindled and shall not be put out.
Read.
Till it consume the foundation of the earth.
Read.
Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return
And
again.
then think, if this was something he was accustomed to seeing, why would he say this? Read.
Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days?
Wait a minute, I'm gonna be back there.
He's like, wait a second. No, not just and that. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
That bro, like you're in shock
He's
and you
scared as
can't
hell.
forget.
He
Right.
probably felt with it, the concussions and everything.
Right. Come on, read.
Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows.
Remember how Christ said, "This is just the beginning.
The beginning, right.
This is the beginning of sorrows." Come on.
And great mourning.
Uh-huh.
The beginning of famine and great death.
Read.
The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Read.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourge.
Right, because he's seeing what was prophesied about seditions and wars and neighbors invading one another and not respecting sovereignties. Right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon
And
earth.
now he's giving you a time that you understand where this is, right? Meaning there'd be an abundance of it. You go into the supermarket, it's easy to get these things, right? Go ahead, come on.
that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
No, not a big deal. Go ahead, come on.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Even then, evils, this stuff is moving forward. The clock is ticking. Go ahead, come on.
Upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
And great confusion.
It's confusion
All
to
this
run
stuff.
from a-
No,
from a
not
missile.
just that. Great confusion. What I said earlier about the way the information's flowing. Nobody knows what's going on, what's coming where, who's coming out of here. And then this made me think of one more because, like I said, the Bible cover all these different things.
I have one lock for you too, D.
All right, let me get Revelation 9.
Oh, they're cooking right now.
Okay.
You is cooking.
Because I remember Bishop brought this out some years
Yes.
back, and he spoke about this.
That's
And I
just
said,
where I
"Oh
was.
snap! Come on, Revelation 9,
17.
and start at 1. Start at 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the fifth angel sounded, And I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke.
The bottomless pit is dealing with Europe, right? Right. So he's talking about. So what you read here, this happened World War I and World War II, right? This is what this vision is talking about. But I want to bring your attention again. Remember, I'm talking about the technology shift, right? Things that they saw that they had no frame of reference for, and they had to describe the best they could. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
And there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit.
Come on.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Come on. So he called them locusts, right? Go ahead. Come on.
And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power.
Right. So he says, so now you're looking at this and you're thinking a fairy tale.
Right.
You're saying it's a locust with a scorpion tail.
Right.
But go ahead, keep reading.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
Read.
And to them it was given that they should not kill
so stop.
them.
No, jump. So he's talking about locusts, right? Now I want you to jump to 7, right?
Verse
and
7.
now I'm going to start to explain to you what it's talking about. And that's a great one. Leave that one up for when we go to 17, right? Or bring it back when we read 17, the one that you have up on the screen now that has the teeth. Go ahead, come on.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle.
So he's explained. Now he goes back to explain these locusts. So you don't think it's some weird Dungeons and Dragons monster, right? Go ahead, come on.
And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold. And their faces were as the faces of men.
You see the cockpits on the plane?
Right.
Right? So what he saw was something flying, swarms of it, right? And the buzzing of the engines,
right?
And it says the face of men, right? In the cockpit, you have men flying them, right? So you see their face in those older style planes. So he's talking about that technology. Now it's evolved, right? But he's saying what he saw then, right? Go ahead, come on, keep reading.
And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
Right. So we can read it here, and I know you wanted 17. The tails, where it says hair like women, the planes leave what when they're flying?
Yeah,
like the chemtrail, like the little chemtrail behind it, right? Like wisp of hair and stuff like that, right? And then it says also you got helicopters and things like that, right? All those type of visuals that they have. And then it says what? The teeth as the teeth of what?
And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
Put up that other one. That's the picture there. Why? Because a lot of those World War I, World War II planes, they drew that stuff on it. And it's not just World War I, World War II. They have it was my favorite plane. Is the A-10 Warthog.
Oh, the Warthog.
And they would put
bomber.
They would that plane, and that plane makes a when it comes by, and they would draw like teeth on them a lot, right? The A-10 Warthog, and it was the same thing. A lot of those, right there you go. Look at that one. That's the A-10 Warthog.
Look at that.
And if you don't know the designations of plane, A means attack, which means they're meant to attack the ground. F is a fighter, which means they're meant to fight in the air. B are bombers, which means they're meant to drop bombs, right? So when you hear F-35, that's plane-to-plane fighters. When you hear A, it means it's an attack plane. Sometimes they'll have 2 designations. So they'll have like FA, I think. And those are ones that have capability to attack the ground too, right? So that's the A-10 Warthog, and that's another one, right? And when it talks about the sting and the thing in the back, right? Go ahead, keep reading. I think 10 talks about, no, read 9.
Verse 9. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron.
So that A-10 Warthog specifically is armor plated in the front because it casts a strafe down low. You see that gun that's mounted on the front? It has a Gatling gun on the front. And it has to strafe down low so they'll take fire while it's going through there. Go ahead, come on.
And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
Like if you can find a video of the noise it makes when it passes the A-10, you'll hear it'll describe what I'm talking about. It makes this, it's like a distinct noise.
Like this humming, especially with the gas gun.
And like people who've like fought and this thing has been deployed, you hear that noise and it's like, oh snap, we're about to be torn up, right? Go ahead, read 10.
Verse 10, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails.
Right, meaning that you have rear-mounted weapons on some of these planes and stuff like that. Does that one make the noise? Do you hear it? Keep going. That ain't it. That's just a regular noise. Keep going. No, just let it play. That's a loud one. It's not a quiet plane.
Especially if you can hear it like that.
You
on
hear
that
it, it's
phone.
too late. There's the hair.
You saw the hair, the wisp.
Yep.
See it? See
Right
the
there.
hair? Look at that, coming out the behind.
Right, yep. Because it's bombs.
Well, it has like missiles that it drops, different things. There's one where it's shooting, and it makes a buzzing noise. You hear all the different sounds and everything that it's talking about.
That's crazy.
See if you can find one where it says the A-10 Warthog shooting or firing. A-10 Warthog firing. See if you can find one. See if you can find one. That's
There it is.
Woo, that's it.
Gatling gun, yep.
Damn. I used to love that plane, bro.
It just broke the sound barrier.
That noise and stuff like that, bro. So you gotta imagine, and remember, they're not watching it on a screen. The prophets,
Right.
they're taken there in the spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
They're taken there in the spirit, so they experience it as they look around. So that
So they can
means
describe it.
they're doing this,
Yeah.
but it's not touching them.
Right.
Right. So this isn't like just let me just relay what I saw. This was
They
an
were feeling it,
experience.
yeah.
That's why they
Right.
would be like, "Woe is
Right,
me"
right,
and
right,
all this
right.
stuff like that. Anyway, that's it. That's all I had.
Oh,
I'm gonna
have
start there. This is
mercy.
just the stuff I was musing on and things
You
like
wasn't
that.
gonna jump down to 17?
Nah, it kind of says the same thing.
No, it's crazy.
It says the same thing. Go ahead. You want to do it? You're so excited. Go ahead. You want to do it? Do it.
No,
Do it,
no,
Mini
no,
Me.
we're
Do
good,
it.
we're good, we're good.
Read it. Read it. Read it for him. Read it for him.
Verse 17. And
Read it.
thus I saw the horses in the vision,
Uh-huh.
and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Right, like you saw, like with the A-10, the gun was in the front,
Right,
and all
right.
that stuff.
Diaby.
So they think that they're stopping this and they're changing. If the Lord gave these prophets those visions from them,
Right.
like that it goes to show their pomp that they won't stop in the moment
And just consider.
and just consider, right? And just consider. Hey, that's why it says what it says in Obadiah. Let's go to
Pride of
Obadiah.
their heart.
Let's go. The pride of their heart have deceived them. Read that. Start at 1.
Yes, sir. Where's it at? It's on the way. The book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
So we know who it's talking about.
Right.
Thus save the Lord God concerning Edom. Go ahead, come on.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Come on.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Why? Because of all. Remember how we showed the videos that the
Yep.
generations are starting to see? We showed
Yep.
the clip from
Yep,
3
yep,
Kings,
yep.
right? That why are they greatly despised? Because they evil as hell and
Right.
wicked, and people see the BS, but then they try to put on their front like they're mighty, right?
Right.
Go ahead, come on.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived
That
thee.
pride have deceived thee. That pride includes thinking that you can change these prophecies, not
Right.
realizing that I'm using you
Right.
To
You
bring
to
'em
move
forth.
prophecy forward. Go ahead, come on.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down to the ground? Well, starting with Christ and the angels.
Right.
But jump to verse 17. Go ahead,
Verse
come
17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Come on.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire,
on. Judah shall be a fire. Go ahead, come on.
and the house of Joseph a
Northern
flame,
kingdom, Ephraim will be the flame. Go ahead, come on.
and the house of Esau for stubble.
So who's going to take them down to the ground? The house of Israel. Go ahead, come on.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Uh-huh.
For the Lord hath spoken.
There it is.
Jump to 21.
Verse 21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord.
And the kingdom
right.
shall be the
Have mercy.
Lord's. All right. So I didn't get to go into the Cuba stuff. I was a little optimistic, I guess, with my content, but I'll leave it there, and maybe I'll run Cuba next week and that might be its own show all by itself, because they're not talking about it as much now because of the war that's going on.
Right.
But I wanted to show you some stuff about that. All right.
Yeah, man.
So, anyway, let's do our closing housekeeping. Come on. Oh, Booster Club. That's me. Hey, y'all need to go ahead and support. All right. The prophets need to go out into the earth. You read that in Romans 10, 14, and 15. All right. How are people going to know how they're going to get these prophecies in these last days? Let me tell you something. Our last trip that Northern Kingdom did to Chile, the reception was so strong because at that time we were talking about a lot of conflict that was going on in the Middle East.
Right.
And it was such an opportune time to bring that out. And when we was on a lot of the shows, I spent a good amount of time bringing that out, and that type of stuff really kind of captivated the people.
Right.
And it shows them the difference between us. Like, there's a time to appropriately bring prophecy out in those type of situations as well. And then you kind of bring it back to where it needs to be for the basics and the fundamentals for them.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to the travels that's coming up soon, because this turmoil, whether it's resolved by then or not, is a great opportunity to kind of bring awareness to these type of things so that they can see that these things are being brought forward. Because sometimes people think these things happen in isolation or that God's hand's not in this stuff, but it surely is. It surely is. Right. You can help support that mission, all right, by giving to the Booster Club.
That's it. Next slide. Hey, so listen, man, like Deacon mentioned, this was no small contraction. And as time progresses, as prophecy continues to get fulfilled, no matter the strength that Esau has on social media, whatever blocks they do, whatever blockades, we still have the power. We still got to spiritually fight back. So make sure y'all follow, subscribe to all the platforms that we got. All right, because this is how the word reaches out. This is how the word gets out there. So the people that have not yet known this word, they have a chance at repentance. All right, this is how we got to bring out the word.
Right.
We in this last days. Technology has changed.
Hey, and while you're here, I don't know what the high was on viewers, but we only got 427 likes, and there was 5 something watching.
553 right now.
Yeah, and you know, before you bounce, go ahead and get that like real quick. All right, go ahead and get that like.
Yeah, hey, that's real. That is real. So make sure y'all subscribe, you like, you share the topic. Listen, it goes a long way. There may be people watching this for the very first time. They didn't even know this was in the Bible. All the stuff we brought out, they in awe right now. See, brothers and sisters don't see the impact, you know, because they watching it, they understand, they know. But there's people that watch these things, and next thing you know, next Sabbath, the next Saturday come up, and they ask the question, where'd you find us out? Oh, I saw y'all on YouTube.
Right.
So don't sleep, y'all. Don't sleep. All right? Next slide.
That's it.
All right. So y'all stay in the spirit. Y'all be safe out there too, all right? Don't be walking with your head down. I know we got to find God's peace, but don't get caught up in some nonsense. You know, like I said, Iran's not dumb. There might be some caterpillars and stuff amongst the mist. They're talking about be alert for terrorist type of activities and things like that. You know, I'm not trying to put fear in nobody. We walk bold in the faith of Christ. But what's the scripture say? The horse is prepared for battle, but safety's of the Lord. Don't be walking around not alert. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout, be smart, be wise in your movements and things like that. And then whatever the Lord got manifested for you, it'll happen. So, all right. So y'all be safe. Most High Christ bless. Shalom.
Shalom.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Yasharallah.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Yasharallah.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
It wouldn't be Israel without Mexicans. Black love, brown pride, cause we next to kin. We ain't gotta tell Esau to let's be friends, cause we above all nations and we better than them. We the salt of the earth, ayy, ayy. And we been king since birth, ayy, ayy. We put the kingdom first, ayy, ayy. And they gon' get